It was the voice of a courageous explorer, a man dedicated to the pursuit of man's knowledge and the expansion of his horizons.
Good morning. Here is Nathan Ivy.
NathanIvy.com. Mr. Ivy know the show must go on. As far as Cincinnati, man, I put on. Tunes made another flame beat for me to cook on. Raised arms, closed fists, yeah, too strong. Team NI, chop it up at the chop shop. Top notch with the king flow, the hot shot. Cops watching, listen to the real, jumping like hopscotch. Nobody harder than, oh, no, think not. Not only citywide, but nationwide. Superlative, keep it locked like the Haitian guys. Put the truth in the airwaves, we talk about it. Brand new like the templates, let's be about it. Who got the info by the AM? Jono be the rapper, got them jamming when they play him. Staying in my lane, they ain't gotta okay him. Who the host with the scoop? Yeah, they gon' say him. Ivy, so superlative like a bag of Drippos. Show you where the bricks at, Cincinnati red tag. One time where my people at. Team NI where my people at. It's the 513, yeah, you know the flow. What's the word, Nate? Let them know the show. One time where my people at. Team NI where my people at.
Broadcasting live from Cincinnati, Ohio, here's the king of superlative flows, Nathan Ivy.
Good morning, choppers. Back from my hiatus. Politicking on the latest. Today is Monday, May 15th, 2017. And welcome back to the Nathan Ivy online experience. As we move forward, every day we take a step closer toward the brighter tomorrow for the city of Cincinnati, the region, and the world. And again, you could be anywhere in the World Wide Web, but you've chosen to be with me this morning. We got that info by the AM. Good morning. Shout out to Jono and Tunes. Good morning to you. Oh, man, Mother's Day weekend. How are you? I hope you had a great and very, very good weekend. Hope you got a chance to recharge. Many of you were probably with family members. And maybe you spent some time with your mother over the weekend. And it's, although belated, but very heartfelt, let me say happy Mother's Day to all the mothers who may hear my voice. That parent-ish is a motherfucker, ain't it? Call it what it is. A shout out to all the fathers who are doing double duty. Yeah, you thought I was going to stop? Yeah, of course I had to throw that in there. I'll say it again. Shout out to all the fathers that are doing double duty, that are making up for mothers who maybe they slept and fell a little bit. Yeah, I feel like it's appropriate because every year during Father's Day, you have these ridiculous images, okay, of tweets and texts and posts of primarily black females, giving their mother props on Father's Day. And I know there are fathers out there that have had to step in because mom wasn't there. Maybe mom's on drugs. Maybe mom just moved on to another life and they're doing double duty. Happy Mother's Day to you. So you don't like that, do you, women? Yeah, the mothers don't like that. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, this is our day, Nathan. I know. Because that's how men feel on Father's Day when women gets props on Father's Day. That's how men feel. So now you know how men feel. It seems, right back ain't cheating, as they say. 513-873-7134. Police say that a woman beat her son over the weekend. A woman beat her son who gave her Mother's Day card. I'm sorry, he gave the Mother's Day card to the grandmother instead of her, which underscores another shout out we have to do on Mother's Day. Mother's Day ain't simple like it used to be. 60 years ago, Mother's Day roll around, we have more traditional values, you give your mother a Mother's Day card. Your dad is there. If your dad isn't there, your family's there. That was 70 years ago, folks. Mother's Day is complicated. You got folks walking in with two Mother's Day cards. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. We love you, son. Yeah, Ishton got complicated. It's the 21st century. You got parent, you got children that walk in with their Mother's Day card. Mom's she's not in the place right now. You know what I was thinking over the weekend, because I think like this? I think about all the children. I was thinking about the children of all the heroin addicts in the Cincinnati area. That's what I was thinking of. Because, that's a terrible position to be in. The child of a heroin addict. Did the children of the tri-states heroin addicts, did they have a good Mother's Day weekend? Mother's Day is complicated. It's not like it used to be. It's not like it used to be. Shout out to all the big mamas, the grandmothers out there that have had to step in with their daughters because their daughters were ill-equipped in a lot of different ways to handle a child. Shout out to all the grandmothers out there. You hear that? That's me clapping for all the big mamas out there that deserve Mother's Day cards on Mother's Day. Now, here's a sidebar, and we'll get into this, because I love talking about just being a human. Matt, if you really, really water down what I talk about the most on the Nathan Ivey Show, I just talk about humans. I'm a people watcher. That's it. I mean, if you water it all the way down, I am a people watcher. And via the internet, I can now watch more people and observe their habits. So check this. And again, then we'll get into the details. Again, a woman was arrested over the weekend down in South Carolina. Matter of fact, she was in Spartanburg, South Carolina. And she was arrested after police said that she beat her 6-year-old son over a Mother's Day card dispute. Well, like I said, a Mother's Day card dispute, Mother's Day is complicated. It's not like it was 60 years ago. 60 years ago, Mother's Day was simple, okay? It's Mother's Day. You write out a Mother's Day card or you purchase a card, you give it to your mom, and that's it. That was 60 years ago. You got some children waking up on Mother's Day, their mother's not there. She's in the streets. She's chasing that next high. That's very sad, very sad. That saddens me. You got mothers who aren't there. We talk about the deadbeat fathers. What about the deadbeat mothers? You got plenty of deadbeat mothers out there. We rarely talk about them. You got mothers that are in the house, but they're not really there. Let that sink in. You have mothers, parents, same thing with fathers, but it's Mother's Day, so we talking about mothers today. So I know how the choppers are. I know how women are. Somehow you're going to have to turn this on the fathers. This is Mother's Day, so we're talking about mothers. There's nothing biased about it. But you got mothers in the house, but they're not really in the house. They're so caught up on other things. It's the truth. Mother's Day is complicated. You have kids that run downstairs and they say goodbye to two moms. Mother's Day is complicated. What do? Damn, that's extra money on Mother's Day. Like if you're growing up, right, the child of a lesbian couple, is that 2 cars? Yeah, you got to get them 2 cars. You can't split the difference and get one. 2 my mothers. You've got to get 2 cards. If you're growing up the child of a lesbian couple, I think so. I don't know what the etiquette is. You tell me. Here is my number, 513-873-7134. Currently 7:14 a.m. in the Queen City. Today is Monday, May 15th, 2017. I already know what you're thinking.
Get to the chopper!
He's going to be replaced. Much like Sean Spicer is going to be replaced. His days have to be numbered. SNL is what they're doing with the Sean Spicer. I love it. Number one, I love it. He deserves it. He shouldn't have been a bimbo for Trump. You can't use that term. He's a bimbo for Trump. Trump's bimbos. They'll do anything, he says, just to be close to Trump. Sean Spicer is getting absolutely roasted by Melissa McCarthy. If you haven't been watching or haven't seen this, it is worth a Google. It's worth a Google. Melissa McCarthy, SNL, and that should get you there, but put in Spicy or Spicer. Either path leads to the same house. Sean Spicer. I'm talking about they have the Trump administration. Say what you want. The Trump administration has brought SNL back. And that is a huge accomplishment because nobody was really feeling SNL prior to Trump and those Alec Baldwin impersonations. And now Melissa McCarthy, hilarious. And you know, as I do for you every show, I have compiled, and again, when I say it this morning, I have compiled the most compelling audio from around the internet, and I will share with you this morning. We're going into some really interesting places. People, it was wild over the weekend. I don't know how much you were watching and tuning into the world around you via the internet. We must discuss. 513-873-7134. But let me get back to my original flow. Mother's Day is complicated in the new millennium. It's complicated now. I mean, how many fathers out there are going to receive a card today? Okay, on some levels, if we could gauge that, like how many fathers received a Mother's Day card over the weekend, if we could somehow quantify that, that would be a great indicator of the health of the country. Because in my opinion, the higher the number of fathers who received a Mother's Day card in this country over the weekend, the more effed up we are. Can I get amen on that one? The more effed up we are. It's the internet. You know I can do what we do. We've got a brand new, as I say, partner now. And these, when I say partners, I'm talking about our advertisers. I have many partners in this endeavor lifting me up, pushing me hopefully toward, I'm not even sure what success would mean actually, but you know, pushing me and helping me in this endeavor. But when I say partners in this sense, I'm talking about advertisers and sponsors. Again, a great way to support me is to, at the very least, give our advertisers and sponsors, give them a click or two. Give them a call. And if you hear a product or service that you know could be of an impact to you and you actually reach out to them, let them know where you heard about it. That would be huge for what I'm doing. They need to hear that. That is very, very important. Very, very important. But if you have a brand new partner that'll be working with us starting tomorrow, and if you live in the Cincinnati area, Cincinnati region in particular, this could be a benefit to you. I'm very excited to share this with you. And that'll be tomorrow. I'll talk more about it. And you're actually start hearing the live reads tomorrow as well. So please stick around for that. I know what you're thinking. I know.
Get to the chopper!
Well, let's get to the choppers then. It is 7:18. Damn, Nathan, can we get in? Will you read our chat? Of course I will. Good morning, choppers. And I see Angela was first inside the chop shop. Good morning, Angela. Hope you had a great weekend. Followed by Deanna. Deanna writes, good morning. Good morning, Deanna. And Chuck. Chuck writes, good morning, Nate, and the chop shop. Tracy writes, hi. Pam writes, good morning. Be back up. That's your top three for the chop shop today, Monday, May 15th, 2017. Angela, Deanna, and Chuck. Appreciate you. Good to see you. We have a lot of ground to cover. A lot of ground. Like listen, we need to further explore why a woman in South Carolina was arrested. Police say that she beat her 6-year-old son over a Mother's Day card dispute. Let me give you more details. Spartanburg police responded to a disturbance call on Thursday. Officers found a woman with 2 children, a girl and a boy. The boy was crying. The woman said that she was the grandmother and that her daughter had slapped the child multiple times in the head. Now, this is the grandmother talking with the police. This is deep. The boy's sister told police that their mother became angry because her brother made a birthday card for her grandmother and not their mother. Officers discovered a torn Mother's Day card at the scene. I'm your mama, right? That's what happened. You know what happened. I'm your mama. What you giving her? That's your grandmother. This is Mother's Day, right? That is deep. That really happens? Sad. Police said the child's mother, a woman named Chantrell Murphy, 30, admitted to smacking the child, but didn't believe she hit the child in a hard or violent manner. Should this woman have been arrested, or is this good old-fashioned just parent frustration? You tell me. The mother has been arrested. She was arrested over the weekend and charged with cruelty to children. Should the mother have been charged? Maybe this could be like an opportunity for an intervention. Maybe that sister needs some help. She's 30 years old. And maybe this is one of those scenarios when I said you got to give props to the grandmothers out there, the big mamas out there who have to raise. Could you imagine this as a grandparent? Imagine this. You raise your kid. Your kid has a kid. And then you watch them and they're on some super irresponsible stuff. And now you got to go back into the lion's den and raise their child? Props to the grandparents who in the twilight of their years are stepping in with their daughters and their sons. But again, it's Mother's Day, so we're going to talk about mothers. You know I don't shy away about being critical of fathers. You already know. That is deep. So let me process it here. We know what happened. Mom got hit with a super dose of realism on Mother's Day. You're not as good as mother as you think you are. Now that's stop right there. That's some ish right there. That is some super hard stuff to deal with. Your kid lets you know on Mother's Day, like, sorry, ma, grandma is the real ma. Who knows what you're doing? That's real. One thing I've observed about grown folks is that grown folks, adults, some adults don't like to be told about themselves. I don't like to be told about myself. You don't like to be told about yourself. No one likes to be told about themselves. Adults hate it. Grown folks hate to be called to the carpet. They hate it. They absolutely hate it. I know I do. Even when I'm wrong. It's like, damn it, I don't need you telling me I'm wrong. You know how it is. Come on, I'll keep it real with you. Don't come out here telling me I'm wrong. Who the hell are you to tell? You're wrong, right? Tell me you don't react the same way. I'm not the only human listening right now or in the room. I'm not the only human. And that's what happened. The son was like, well, and I wonder how long he thought about that. Was grandma in on it? 513-873-7134. That is deep. You smacking your kid around because your kid just told you the truth about yourself? That's a hard thing to deal with. But she was arrested and charged with cruelty to children. Cruelty to children. Is that cruelty to children? Cruelty to children. Is that an appropriate charge? You know, we like to get in everybody else's business. That's what we do. You know, no doubt about it. That's what we do. I'm loving what SNL. I have so many clips I want to play for you, but we'll go to a break first and come back. I'm loving what SNL is doing. They are cooking Trump's goose via his surrogates. And right now they're focused on Sean Spicer. Like, I almost like I don't want to see Sean Spicer stay because he's a damn liar. And honestly, any person that takes that job, is going to be a damn liar. Like anyone that they would reach out to, by them, I'm talking about the Trump administration, to bring in as the new White House press secretary, whether it's Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Did you see what SNL? Now, why did SNL depict Sarah Huckabee Sanders behind the podium? They had the dress down and everything. I love it. I love it. And she's eating an apple with a huge knife. What is that all about? What were they trying to say? Anyway, anyone who would take that job at this position at this particular time is going to have to carry Trump's water. They're willing to lie. So does it really matter? I mean, whether it's Sean Spicer or Sarah Huckabee Sanders, or now I'm reading that they want to bring the Joker. Yeah. I'm reading that the Trump wants to hire the Joker. Like literally, y'all, I'm not making this up. The Joker. Kimberly Guilfoyle from Fox. She does a show that I rather enjoy, actually. Matter of fact, I like her right where she is. On the end of the table. That's where I want her. Nah. But it's being rumored, and I'm just saying I've read this across a couple of platforms on the internet, that the Trump administration is considering Kimberly Guilfoyle, a.k.a. the Joker. Just Google it. You'll know it. You'll see what I'm talking about. As the new White House press secretary. And that would be very, very interesting. Very interesting. 513-873-7134. Here's another story for you. Now, this is a Mother's Day story for you. And this moment might be my hero of the week. Mom dies saving daughter from out of control car on Mother's Day. What was your Mother's Day like? Did you spend time with your mother? Did you and your mother go out to eat? Did you get in a car and drive around? Well, so did this family. This story comes from Lyndhurst, New York. An 80-year-old woman who reportedly had backed up her car and thought she put the car in drive, jumped the curb and pinned a 55-year-old woman against a wall, killing her. Let that sink in. This is what happened on Mother's Day. I'm telling you, this weekend was so much going on. This happened again in Lyndhurst, New York. Anyone in the room been to travel to Lyndhurst, New York? I have not. And maybe there should be an age limit to driving in this country. I mean, how many more times do we have to read that an 80-year-old, a senior citizen, a person that should be respected, but they're just not, they can't drive no more. I mean, let's call it what it is. Listen, Chairman Mom cannot drive. I mean, she could drive, but physically she's not really able to drive. And pardon me. And yet she's always talking about how she wants to get a new car. I mean, just last week, on the phone, she's like, well, I said, Mom, you know, if I could do anything for, this is what I asked my mother about a week ago. I said, Mom, if I could do anything for you, what would you want me to do? I said, you want me to buy you a house? What do you want? She said, a car. I'm like, Mom, I'm not buying, this is what I said. I'm not buying you a car. You don't drive. No. She has some close calls. That's over with. Her driving days are behind her. She's chauffeured for life by her various children. Maybe we should come up with like a limit to this whole driving thing. 80 years old? Now, how do you pin somebody against a damn wall? If she was 65, she would have been able to take control of that car. That woman would be alive today. That's a sidebar right there. Tragedy. I'm looking at the mother right here. The mother was walking to her car with her 60-year-old daughter after Sunday Mass. My mother-in-law is in town right now, and she went to church with my mother over the weekend. And no, I didn't go. And apparently, this mother sacrificed her life by pushing her daughter out of harm's way, according to police and witnesses. As a parent, I got to take that L for my child, but do the same thing. Could you imagine that? Here it is. You just left Sunday church, as many millions of Americans did just yesterday. And where were you going right after church? You're probably going somewhere to eat, or maybe you're going to take your mom out. Maybe you're going to go, just sightsee a little bit. Maybe mom's in town, or maybe you're back in your hometown, or however you hooked up. And you're walking from church. You just praise God. And you see a car barreling towards you. What do? As a parent, you know what you do. If it's me and little Buddha, me and Junior, hey, listen, just remember, just go to my website, nathanivy.com, and just remember me that way. It is what it is as a parent. That is terrible tragedy. The elderly woman thought that she had put the car in drive, but she left it in reverse. Hit the gas. She hit the gas and pinned this woman, this mother, against the wall. So this woman probably only had seconds to react. And then it was over. 513-873-7134. What else will we talk about this morning? Well, the alt-right are stepping their game all the way up. There was an alt-right mob that gathered with torches. I'm looking at the images right now. And let me speak, at least for myself, to the alt-right community. You can kiss my black ass, all right? Let me make it political. You can kiss my black ass. Your pitchforks don't scare me. Alt-right is just a fancy word for white supremacists, just so you know. I'll post a link so we can all be aware and keep our eyes on these sucky MCs because they may be dangerous in the future. What is the FBI doing? Where is Jeff Sessions? What is the Justice Department going to do about this? The video has been released of the Real Housewives of Atlanta stars brawling at a radio station. And I wish that the two stars from the Real Housewives of Atlanta would come to my studio and brawl and let me catch it on video. I certainly would post it. This happened back in March. Peter Thomas and Matt Jordan. Now, Matt Jordan's a big brother. They got into a brawl. Have you seen this? The audio is very compelling. You will hear that on the show this morning. You will hear it on the show this morning. 513-873-7134. At some point this morning, we need to talk about Sandra Bland. You remember the Sandra Bland Act? Well, you won't believe what lawmakers down in Texas, or perhaps you will believe. It's incredible. Now, the Sandra Bland Act has moved forward. But the lawmakers in Texas stripped it of all of the essential and most important parts. We will talk about it this morning. I'm live, I'm local, and I'm vocal. This is the Nathan Ivey Show, and we'll be right back.
I'm Donna Wilson. Fundraising for 5 to 7 new hedge funds led by women and people of color may be underway. According to people familiar with the matter, a former New York City chief investment officer of 7-Step Capital firm seeks to raise $500 million. The new hedge fund's aim is to boost diversity in an industry where women held 9% of senior positions last year. People of color held less than that. Barclays could be considering selling a 16% stake in its Africa unit worth up to $1.5 billion. The sale is part of the firm's strategy to trim its investment bank. And in the business of entertainment, Jay-Z has signed a $200 million touring partnership with Live Nation, the live entertainment company. Live Nation will produce and promote all of Jay-Z's live shows for the next 10 years.
Guys don't really talk about antiperspirant. Despite that, 91% of Dove Men Plus Care users recommend it. Here's what they said.
It blocks the, perspiration, I think is the fancy word.
It's comfortable. It smells nice. My girl likes the smell.
Well, it's hard. I think it's quite masculine. My underarms aren't the worst thing at the gym. It's kind of like the Hoover Dam from my armpits, I guess.
Dove Men Plus Care antiperspirant. Tough on sweat, not on skin.
We don't just carry our boxes to their destination. We carry your business. We carry your growth, your love of your products, and your service. When you hand your product over to us, we know how important it is to you, so we make it just as important to us. It's as if your entire store is right there in our hands. That's why at the United States Postal Service, we deliver more e-commerce packages to homes than anyone else in the country. The United States Postal Service. Priority, you.
That's your Bloomberg Urban Report. I'm Donna Wilson.
Hey, Dr. Phil here. I help people solve difficult problems every day, but one problem has me stumped: childhood hunger. Nearly 16 million children in America struggle with it. Luckily, the Feeding America network of local food banks collects surplus food, giving hope to hungry children and their families. But they need your help. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hey, America. Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes?
How could he do this to you? And for Sheila, she has split ends.
B, console her.
Oh, sweetie, this is going to happen a lot. 4, maybe 5 more times before you get married.
C, take charge.
Got to get this all straightened out. Give a little talking to, man to man, mano a mano. Hey, Steve. Is now a good time? No? Okay, no problem. Bye.
Or D, help her find a new boyfriend.
I know a great place to meet boys. The internet. Nice, single boys. Never mind. How about some ice cream?
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Adopt U.S. Kids.
Now Trust Park, Nathan Ivey, the man, Cincinnati's only voice. And go to nathanivey.com, man. Check him out.
Currently 7:36 a.m. in the Queen City. I don't think you can hear me. Currently 7:37 a.m. in the Queen City. This is the Nathan Ivey Show. One man, one microphone, one middle finger in the face of the status quo. I am the most dangerous man in Cincinnati media because if I reach my mission, if I'm able to successfully complete my mission, we will transform Cincinnati. Cincinnati will never sound the same. Here's my number, 513-873-7134. It's just that simple. Give us a call if you like. Happy belated Mother's Day to all the mothers who may be hearing my voice. Maybe you're listening live or you're listening to the podcast. So just yesterday, well, and actually take it back. It was Friday. I spoke with the owner of Park Place Restaurant. You know, they're one of my most recent partners, and they jumped on board with us last month. And to this point, they are very pleased. They've gotten a response. He's like, Nate, I got business off of this, man. And I told him, I'm going to tell my audience. I want everyone to know. And so the good folks at Park Place Restaurant will be jumping back in with us very, very soon. Today, I have another ticket for you. If you're interested in the networking event, the Networking Happy Hour Nights in Hamilton, Ohio. Again, they've been partnering with us for about a month now, a little over a month. And the time is fast approaching. You have approximately 10 days. The Networking Happy Hour Nights in Hamilton, Ohio at the Fitton Center for Creative Arts, FITTON. Here is their address, 101 South Monument Avenue, Hamilton, Ohio, 45011. That's the address. And you purchase the tickets. The tickets are $25 in advance. And you can purchase them from Eventbrite, Networking Happy Hour Nights in Hamilton, Ohio. And you're like, what is Eventbrite? Eventbrite allows you to purchase tickets and things like that to various things. A lot of folks use Eventbrite. And what you would do is you would go online and perhaps use a debit card. And it's the 21st century. I mean, if you're listening to this show right now, if you're a subscriber to this show, chances are you've made an online purchase. Chances are you've put your credit card, either through your personal computer, your handheld device, or your phone. Chances are. So you know what I'm talking about. 21st century. I love it. I love it. The Fenton Center for Creative Arts. Again, choppers, Google it. 101 South Monument Avenue, Hamilton, Ohio, 45011. And you can unwind and socialize with regional and local professional entrepreneurs. As a matter of fact, there's an article on my Facebook page, my personal page, Nathan Ivey. I invite you to my personal Facebook page. And you can follow a link to an article about Hamilton, Ohio, and how women-owned businesses are really the tip of spear of, some of the revitalization of Renaissance, if you will, that's happening out there. So you can read the local news article for yourself. And then perhaps you can attend a networking event in Hamilton, Ohio, and perhaps interact with some of those same business owners. Now, I do not know if those folks are in particular will be there, but I do know after speaking with the promoters, what they have in mind is just connecting the region. And so if you're an entrepreneur, if you just want to represent your company, if you're thinking about maybe stepping out, if you understand the importance of networking, you might be interested. The benefits, numerous. You can generate leads, find referrals, meet like-minded professionals from all industries. Again, promote your business or service. Recruit talented professionals and perhaps find your next opportunity. So for $25, that's one ticket. It gets you in the door. It also gets you access to the buffet. It also, I think they're going to provide some drinks as well. I was told that in an earlier meeting, and nothing has been, I've been told nothing to challenge that sense. Bring your business cards. Of course, I don't have to tell you, you're very smart people. Bring your business cards, but also bring your business cards so perhaps you can win a 3-hour custom Bentley limousine ride, courtesy of Mario's custom Bentley limousine service. So if you're interested, again, Thursday, May 25th at 6:30 p.m., the event is from 6:30 p.m. to 11 p.m., so it's a Thursday, right? So here's how I look at it. You just extend your workday. You extend your workday. Fitton Center for Creative Arts, FITTON Choppers, 101 South Monument Avenue, Hamilton, Ohio, 45011. And we have at least one ticket to give away for you today. And we'll give it away during the 8 a.m. hour. So let's set the set. Where should we go now? A moment like this, the Nathan Ivey Show. Well, hell, you can never go wrong by going to the Choppers.
Hear the Choppers coming.
Never.
Hear the Choppers coming.
Never go wrong going to the Choppers. Let's see what people are texting this morning. Let me back up. Kiki writes, great rising, Mr. Ivy in the Choppers. Kiki, I'm coming back to these lips. Ooh, I want to read every one of these lips. I love lip emojis. Tanika writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Gotta wash myself. Avery writes, good morning. B writes, Jamal. Sluggo writes, good morning. Tiffany writes, happy Monday, everyone. Okay, switching up the avatar, Tiffany, all right? Tiffany, well, look at this. There's got two Tiffany's in right behind. Did y'all coordinate that? Good morning, Tiffany. Both Tiffany's. What? Carlene's in the house? I always light up when I see Carlene. She writes, good morning and good day to all. Daryl writes, good morning, kings and queens. I'm starting my new job today, so I can't chat in the room and listen, but definitely will check out the podcast. Be safe, family. Well, listen, man, we got to send you some positive vibes, man. First day on a new job, I'm sure you'll do a great job. I'm sure you'll be fine. Carolyn writes, good morning, Chop Shop. Angela writes, have a great first day. Tiffany writes, oh, man, don't get me started on that Mother's Day, Father's Day crap. Well, let me underscore what I said Let me reiterate what I said earlier. Let me reiterate a point delivered earlier in the show. Happy Mother's Day to all the Let me turn the music down. Happy Mother's Day to all the fathers out there that have had to step in where the mother of the children has stepped out. Props to them. Whether it's they just weren't ready, too young, too high. Think about the children of heroin addicts. Did they have a great Mother's Day weekend? Angela writes, I love it. I know plenty of baby mamas masquerading as mothers. Yeah, there's a lot of baby mamas masquerading as mothers. Lawrence writes, good morning. Angela writes, a hit dog will holla. If you ain't, you won't be mad. Craig writes, what's up, Nate and the Choppers? Mother's Day is getting out of control. This ish is getting cultish. Brian writes, morning. Brian writes, don't call it a comeback. If Kawhi Leonard has played in that game yesterday, they would have won. Ashley writes, good morning, Nathan and the Chop Shop. Hope everyone enjoyed their weekend. Kush writes, get to the choppers. Good morning to you, Kush. Rhonda writes, good morning, beautiful people in the Chop Shop. Kush writes, SNL was funny as ish. Yes, it was. I'm loving it. The amazing powers of Donald Trump. I mean, what else? What other cultural contributions is Donald Trump going to make? What other significant cultural contributions is the Trump administration going to deliver for us? How many others? I mean, hell, Reagan, some people attribute the environment that was created through Reaganomics for helping to kindle the flame, spark the flame, okay? It was a part of the accelerant that led to hip hop. Reagan doesn't deserve any credit for that. And now, because of his Gilligan-ness, see, it's very easy for comedians to clown a Gilligan.
Sarah Huckabee Sanders is filling
Check this out.
Sean Spicer.
It's a clip from SNL. What?
Okay, good morning, guys. It's an honor to be here today. For those of you who don't know me yet, my father is Mike Huckabee, and my mother is a big Southern hamburger. Okay? And yes, obviously, I'm hilarious like my daddy. Now, I'm filling in for Sean today. As you know, Sean is fulfilling his duty as an officer in the Naval Reserve, and that is why he cannot be here.
I'm pretty sure I can see him hiding in those bushes.
Naval exercise. He's trying to blend in with his surroundings. Are there any more questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Can you just do this full time instead of him?
Yeah, I'd also like to ask that question because you are clearly articulate and charming, whereas Sean is bullish.
You know why you had to put your pants out? Because you're both liared in there. Pants lying. Get out, move. When you lie all the time, your pants get on fire. Liar, pants on fire. That's why I put them out. That's right, Spicy's back, Sarah's out. Let's do this. First question, Michelin Man. Oh, I'm sorry, I meant Glenn.
Yes, so people are saying that based on President Trump's tweets that he is unhinged. Would you agree?
Oh, my God. Glenn, do I come to your job and slap the 7 or 8 hot dogs out of your mouth? You're really going to ask me that? This is offensive. If he's crazy like a fox with mental problems. Okay, next question.
Yes, I have a follow-up. Isn't it true that President Trump only fired James Comey to stop the FBI's investigation of him?
Shut up, Glenn.
I think the American people deserve to know.
You stink, Glenn. You stink.
Come on. I don't stink.
You stink bad.
I don't stink.
All right, let me just put this whole Russian thing to bed once and for all. Trump is innocent. How do we know? Because he told us so. Period. Okay, then he hired lawyers to agree with him. And they're going to prove it with a certified letter, which you know is the truth because it costs an extra $2 to have it certified. And I got a tracking number right here if you want to check it out. And it goes 855-461-11856. Son of a... Oh, wait, that's my bank routing number. No one used that. Okay, no one used it. You can't take money out of it. You want to put money in, go ahead. Okay, next question.
Sean, you must know this Russia thing looks really bad.
Oh, my God. Okay, there's no Russian thing. The only Russian thing here is my little dollies. Bring them out.
That is hilarious. And it gets even funnier. I love it. Thank you for that, Kush. Mike writes, good morning, fam. Cruther writes, good morning, choppers. That's hilarious. Faye writes, morning, choppers. Nathan, for some reason, the day that Judge Nadine Allen threatened you live on the air popped into my head. She was like, if Nathan keep talking that ish, he will definitely hear from me. I was shocked. I never seen or heard a judge go into bully mode like that outside the courts. Yeah, I do remember that. I almost forgot that. Yeah, Judge Nadine Allen. And to this day, I don't think she really cares for me too much. To this day. And why do I say that? I say that because I reached out to her, afterward because I wanted to smooth things over just because, I just wanted to smooth things over. I mean, I like Judge Nadine Allen. And she never responded. I mean, I chuckle with the frail emotions of grown-ass folks, man. And I don't even remember what that was over. I think it was over that the man who accidentally shot his daughter. Remember that? It's a black man. He was arguing with the mother. And it was like I think the mother was white. And again, that makes no difference to me. Love is love. But I say that to you to hopefully jog a memory. I mean, I could always Google it. But just to jog a memory and give you a mental picture. Remember this? And he's outside the house. He would have been drinking. He was inebriated. His daughter's upstairs. And for whatever reason, this man fires a shot into his home. I don't care how upset I get with my wife. If I have a firearm, I'm not discharging my firearm anywhere near a residential area near my home. Just terrible. I think the man, he had to have been impaired with his judgment because of whatever drugs and drinking he was doing. I believe it was that case, but I don't remember what we fell out over, to be honest with you. And it wasn't even a falling out. I think it was just a disagreement. And she was on with Lincoln, and I work at the station. I know all these folks that call in through the back channel. That's what we do. And got on the air. And I told you, grown folks don't like to be challenged. I'm telling you from personal experience. If you want to make a grown person really, really mad, all you got to do is tell them the truth about themselves. That's all you got to do. That is to make a grown person madder than who the hell? Yeah, you can gauge and get smart people. Listen, I'm not telling you something you don't already know. You can gauge people by just telling them the honest truth and just seeing how they react. Mike writes, I received Mother's Day wishes as a single dad, but I wait for Father's Day. There it is, Mike. Well, Mike, happy Mother's Day to you, Mike. Angela writes, that sounds like the kind of mother who'd have her teen son take her to his prom. Thank you, Angela. Mothers do not go to prom. You don't go to prom. You missed it. It's over for you. If you're like older now and you had a whack prom and you never went to go to prom, here's what you should do. I'm going to give a plug to my homie because I think it's a great idea. They're providing a service. You should fly into Cincinnati next year and go to something called the adult prom. They do it every single year here. You can dress up with grown people. Listen, I would never want to go to prom with my daughter because I'm the oldest guy there. I don't want to be the oldest guy there. I want to be around people my age when I go to prom. I want to be there with the oldest. That's her dad. Come on, that's so weak. Don't get me started. Pam writes, maybe the kid was closer to grandma. Yeah. Well, yeah, we know it. The kid was closer to grandma. And how is a kid closer to grandma than closer to mother? Mother's not there. So that's what happened. The kid, if you don't know what we're talking about a situation that comes from South Carolina. This actually happened over the weekend. This happened actually on Thursday. She was arrested over the weekend, but a black woman, she is a black woman, just so you know. So you have a mental image. I want you to know who we're talking about. She was arrested. Police came to the scene, and she was later arrested because she was smacking her son around, beating her son up. Now, why was she beating her son up? Well, she was beating her son up because her son gave her mother, his grandmother, a Mother's Day card rather than her. Let that sink in. Ooh, that had to sting. That had to sting. Now, as a parent, if my daughter decides to give her grandfather a card, I mean, if she's giving us both cards, that's cool. You expect that. But you're going to give my father a card and not me? Oh, I'd have to hold up the mirror and look at myself. Right? So the mother allegedly beat her son for making a Mother's Day card for grandma and not her. The mother's 30 years old. I'm looking at an image of her. I mean, she looked like she got bullshit in her head. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I mean, I hate to judge people, but this is what we do. We people watch. This is what I'm doing now, okay? I don't know where we're going with this, but this is what I'm doing right now. I something in the eyes. I see bullshit in her eyes. I'm just being honest with you. Hopefully you don't have children around. I apologize. I'm sorry. I see bullish in her eyes. And listen, here's how you should react as a mother if you're ever in that situation, because I'm not just going to criticize. I'm here to give you tangible help, things that'll help you. So any moms out there or fathers, here's how you have to deal with it if your child does that to you, okay? Like if my daughter does this on Father's Day, I got to eat it. You can't lash out at the kid, because kids, as everybody knows, are what? They are honest. Kids are honest. Kids are honest. That's why you got younger folks who are just traumatized, right? Because they get bullied, and you got kids telling them exactly the truth about themselves, right? It hurts. It's a big, tough world out there. But here's how you have to deal with it. You have to look at the man in the mirror. That's what you got to do. That's why Michael Jackson will go down as one of the greatest of all time, because he made music that spoke to humans. You got to look at that man or that woman in the mirror. That's what you got to do. You can't lash out at the kid. The kid is just trying to tell you something. That's an opportunity for growth. And as hard as it may be, that's what you have to do. That's all you can do. Tracy writes, nah, she shouldn't have been charged. Grandma should have beat her ass. Angela writes, Grandma's the real MVP. Bitter pill to swallow on Mother's Day. That's a very bitter pill to swallow. Jill writes, good morning, all. And I'll be honest with you. And I've told my daughter this. Listen, kid, adult, family member, friend, foe, it makes no difference. You have every right to demand respect from any other human being on this planet. Any one of them, including me. I have told my daughter this. If I say something to you that you don't like, say something to me. Say something to me. You have every right to challenge me. You're human. I don't own you. You're my daughter. I don't own you. So what I'm saying to say, I am not a big fan of faking. So for instance, what better day than to sit down, like if you have problems with your mother, what better day than to sit down than on Mother's Day and give it to them real? Like if you have problems with your father, what better day than on Father's Day? You don't have to fake the funk. You don't have to do that. Too many people do that in this world. That's why the world's all messed up. Everybody faking. Now, why do I say that? Because that was the way I was raised. Like the people who I hold so dear, they've moved on now. The people in my life that have been so instrumental, they taught me this. I'm this way because of them. You have every right to keep it real with anybody in this world. Anyone. I don't care who it is. My mother, I've kept it super real with my mother. We have a great relationship. My mother understands exactly how I feel about all things, everything. I don't spare my tongue at all. Now, of course, I don't mean disrespectful. You don't ever want to do that with your mama. But as an adult, you have the right, and even as a kid, you have the right to keep it real with anybody on this planet, including your parents. Yeah. So I applaud what that young man did. That took a lot of courage. And the way I process it is he was probably trying to send mom a message. Oh, man, that's not good. That's not good. Miss D writes greetings. Did I miss somebody? Oh, Jill writes good morning, all. Sarinthia writes good morning. Kelly writes morning. Clue Magic writes good morning, Nate, and the Choppers. Pan writes, so is the Choppers going to get together going to be held at Park Place? I will be discussing that this week. I got a meeting with the good folks over at Park Place this week, and I will bring that up to them. Pat writes, late but here, good morning, y'all. Maddie writes, good morning. Brian writes, they already beat the Spurs with Kawhi down by 23 at half during the regular season. If any team could make that comeback, it was the Warriors. Steph was on fire with or without Kawhi, LOL. Well, he was on fire, but you can't say with or without because we don't know what the impact of what many people say is the best defensive player in the NBA would have been because he wasn't there. Now, if history And the recent regular season is any indicator, Kawhi Leonard, had he played in the game, he would have had an effect on both ends of the court. I believe the Spurs would have won. Golden State got lucky as hell. They got lucky as hell. And you know, it's so funny. It's so funny how this works. So last year, and let me tell you this loud and proud, I'm very happy to say this. The Cleveland Cavaliers are going to whoop their ass again this year. They're going to beat them again this year. Barring injury. Like if LeBron gets hurt or Kyrie gets hurt or Love gets hurt, just like if Steph gets hurt or Draymond gets hurt. If Draymond go out, the Spurs don't, the Warriors don't have a chance in hell. They don't have a chance at all. Without Draymond Green, it's over for them. It's over for them. Without Durant, it's over for them. What we see now is that Golden State had to get Kevin Durant just to compete with LeBron James. They had to construct a super duper team just to compete with the man who was born in the state of Ohio. That's LeBron James. LeBron Nathan James. I don't know what his middle name is, but I'm sure it's Nathan. LeBron Nathan James. And you know what's so funny? I'm going to call my brother and razz him. See, last year when Bron and them came back, everyone's talking about game 4 or 5 when Draymond wasn't there. Everyone's like, well, if Draymond was there, they would have won. If Draymond was there, they would have won the game. But yet yesterday, Kawhi Leonard goes out and everybody's talking about how they would have won anyway. You can't have it both ways, Golden State Warrior fans. You can't have it both ways. Craig Wright, San Antonio blew it. Yeah, they could have won it without Kawhi, but you know. No Tony Parker, no Kawhi. It happens. I love the NBA, by the way. KC writes, good morning, all. Brian writes, just like the Cavs got lucky last. The hell is Brian talking about? He's out there. Lucky? You don't come back from 3-1 on luck. You come back from 3-1 on talent and stones. That's how you come back from 3-1. First time ever happened in the playoffs, ever happened in the finals. So, you know, it is what it is. Give Russell Westbrook his little MVP for the regular season. That means absolutely nothing. The jewelry that really matters, you earn in the postseason. That's when it really matters. 513-873-7134. We talked a lot about the heroin crisis. Have you heard of about this new movie? It's called 75. It's called 75, and it hits the big screen tomorrow. And 75 is the name for the interstate corridor that forms a major backbone of drug trafficking networks in the United States. Let me say it again, because I've been telling people in the city of Cincinnati, and again, smart people already know this, that if you go on 71 or 75, especially near like the center city, that's what these heroin addicts are doing. They're using the interstate highway to leave their home. They whip into these neighborhoods on the side street. They do their deals. And in some cases, they whip right back on the interstate, 71 and 75. So the name of this movie that debuts tomorrow is produced by Cincinnatians. It's titled 75. Very, very interesting. The crew primarily filmed in Pleasant Ridge, Mason, and downtown. And it's about the realities of the heroin crisis. I mean, it has captured people, yo. This is a serious situation. This is not to be taken lightly. Again, 513-873-7134. This is the Nathan Ivey Show, and we'll be right back.
The average citizen can't take off work to attend a Cincinnati City Council meeting at 2 p.m. Actually, the average citizen has never even spoken with a Cincinnati City Council member. I'm going to change that. My name is Tamaya Denard, and I'm running for Cincinnati City Council to make your government more accessible to you. We should change City Council meetings to 6 p.m. so they're easier to attend. We should have a City Council meeting in all 52 neighborhoods. And we should explore changing our charter to stagger our elections. That way, you hear from council members more than once every 4 years. Government was designed to best serve its people. It's time we made City Hall more accessible to regular folks like you and me, and not just campaign donors. To find out more, visit TamayaDenard.com. When elected, I'm going to fight for you.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes?
How could he do this to you? And for Sheila, she has split ends.
B, console her.
Oh, sweetie, this is going to happen a lot. 4, maybe 5 more times before you get married.
C, take charge.
Got to get this all straightened out. Give a little talking to, man to man, mano a mano. Hey, Steve! Is now a good time? No? Okay, no problem. Bye.
Or D, help her find a new boyfriend.
I know a great place to meet boys. The internet. Nice, single boys. Never mind. How about some ice cream?
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Adopt U.S. Kids.
US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
You're bringing your daughter to her favorite pop star's concert. Do you A, wear earplugs?
Isn't this fun, Dad?
I have a soft pretzel.
B, remember the moment with matching concert t-shirts.
That's going to be $180.
Or we can just take a photo.
C, show her how you used to do concerts.
We're going crowd surfing.
I can't. It's too heavy. Oh, my God. Ah.
Or D, just roll with it.
OMG! He just looked. I love you, Justin! I love you!
When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers. But that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org/AL. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Adopt U.S. Kids.
To be a caregiver to Mom, I had no idea how hard it would be and what I would need to know. Things I never thought of, like how to improve her mood and ways for me to stay positive. Luckily, I found the Caregiving Resource Center from AARP. It had articles about the basics, but also information about the hurdles I was facing. Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving. Articles, tips, and tools to help you both care for your loved one and care for yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the
Thank my mommy for loving me so much,
for taking me to the doctor when I broke my foot,
for leaving me alone when I wanted to be alone.
And now, as a grown-up, I'm thankful for being able to take care of you, my dear mom, for taking you to your therapies, for understanding that sometimes you simply want to be alone.
Roles change without us noticing. That's why AARP gives you the information to provide even better care for your loved one. Visit aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
You're listening to The Nathan Ivey Show. One man, one microphone, one mission. Now let's get back to the flow.
Still rocking mics with superlative flows. This is the Nathan Ivey Show. All right, I'm inside the Friends Who Like the Nathan Ivey Show. It is a closed Facebook group, so it may take you a day or so to get inside. I go every morning, each and every show, and I was in over the weekend because it's an opportunity for people, for the choppers, the listeners of the show, to put content on the show. And I think it's another level of connectivity, interactivity, should I say. And people post some really good stuff. Uh-oh. Let me back up here. It's a great audio clip that we must play here. Damn, James, that is great stuff. I'm going to listen to all of this morning. Meet the 14-year-old quantum physics whiz who's already graduating college. With the capture reads genius. It's posted by one of the choppers. Oh, okay. Is that a recent pic there, Trey? Is that a recent video? Chuck writes, this is interesting, how home ownership became the engine of American inequality. This is from the New York Times. This is a very different type of talk show. I'm not trying to follow what's already the tracks in front of me. I want to blaze a whole new trail. This may not sound like anything anywhere else. It may not feel like anything anywhere else, and I'm okay with that. FCC commissioner reacts to plans for a Mother's Day protest. The Black Lives Matter movement has raised more than $250,000 to free at least 30 women from jails on this Mother's Day. You know, Black Lives Matter can be a powerful force in this country. I think an overall powerful force for good. For good. They should be supported. Texas Senate unanimously passes a Weaken Sandra Bland Act. Her family turned their grief and their outrage into policy. The Texas Senate unanimously passed a significantly diluted Sandra Bland Act. This happened on Thursday. And now the bill will go to the Texas House of Representatives. The bill has been stripped of any measure of police accountability, including consent searches and pretext stops. The legislation requires officers to undergo training in mental illness and de-escalation training for officers and jailers. Texas counties will also have the autonomy to create programs that will place people with mental illnesses in facilities instead of jails. And it's being reported that it painfully misses the mark. And that's from Sandra Bland's sister, Sharon Cooper. Now, if you remember, back on July 10th, 2015, a white Texas trooper, his name is Brian Encenia, he pulled over Bland under a very made-up pretext that she had failed to signal when she switched lanes to move out of his way. But remember, when you walked over, he ordered her to put the cigarette out. And then he forcefully removed her from the car under the threat of lighting her up with a taser. And he basically got super physical with her on the side of the road and then ultimately arrested her and charged her with resisting arrest. Now, let me a sidebar here. I believe that you have white officers who completely understand the racial paradigm in this country, and they are abusing their authority. It's 2017. You're telling me that these troopers in Texas are now being forced to undergo training and how to deal with de-escalation and people who may have a mental illness? That is criminal. That's immoral. And I remember that at that time, I was working at another radio station, and we were having an inner debate about it. And there were some people who felt like Sandra Bland she did nothing wrong, and I was of an opinion that Sandra Bland should have just played it cool. Now, I would say the same thing to any woman who's listening to me right now. If you get pulled over by an officer on the side of a road, some lonely road, that's not the place to show everybody how much of a strong person you are. I'm not saying you need to cower over and do whatever they say. Of course not. But be smart about it. And your day in court, you can win in court, perhaps. Winning in a situation like this is coming home. That's winning. With no harm done to you whatsoever. And let the men take those risks with officers on the line. I just don't like the idea that, and I understand that she was a very conscious person. She was very, very, very hip to Black Lives Matter and other things that are happening around the country. That was just a really bad look. And we know what happened. She was pulled over because she was a black woman. She was pulled over. I have seen officers, what I believe, just kind of following folks. And they're looking for anything to stop you for. You know what happens. And then the way these laws are made, police officers have vast latitude. We make jokes about modern day officers being Judge Dredd from the comic books, judge, jury, executioner. But that's really what's been happening, quite honestly. That's what straight up happened to her. You can read all about it inside the Friends Who Like the Nathan Ivey Show. What's still going through here? A retired NBA star, Devin George, built affordable housing and a grocery store co-op in his hometown of Minneapolis. Jeff Sessions issues sweeping new criminal charging policy. Yeah. You know, anything Obama did, they want to take it the other way. That's what it comes down to. Anything Obama did, even if it's good for the country, they want to scale it back. All right, let me go back to your text here. See, Jared writes, good morning, hashtag team and I. Hashtag stay on your grizzle. Donald writes, morning. See, Kush said, I've always said that about I-75, that it's a corridor for drug users into the Cincinnati area. Oh, most certainly. Oh, most certainly. If police just monitored the exit ramp on Reading Road, what is that? Eggleston, I believe it is, right by near Eden Park. If they just monitored that entrance and exit right there, I'm sure they would see hundreds of heroin addicts. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. All of those neighborhoods that have an exit or entrance ramp, like near their neighborhood, those are hot spots for heroin activity, because the heroin addicts whip on the I-75 or 71, they whip to their neighborhood, and they whip off and get right back to their neighborhood. And this cycle is being repeated over and over and over and over and over again. Craig writes, no such thing as luck, Brian. Okay. You're talking to Brian. Good morning, Kesey. Good morning, everyone. Again, 513-873-7134. If you like to amplify your thoughts, if you like to share your thoughts, I'm Nathan Ivey, and as always, we're talking about everything, including this. Hamilton County prosecutor could recommend charges after viewing the school fight video. And this is a story that's very, 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 very close to the Cincinnati community. A young 8-year-old, his name was Gabriel Tay. He hanged himself 2 days after a video surfaced, or 2 days after he was found unconscious, just laying on the bathroom floor. And I saw the video and I was very disappointed. And I'm disappointed that more people haven't signed on. I'm not sure how anyone could disagree with what I'm saying, but I understand local politics. I get it. Let's see here. I've got 61 likes. I should have many more likes for this. I posted this on May 12th. Gabriel Tay, and it's the video. It was released, and it shows this little boy. Did you see this video? I'm not sure you really call that a video. I guess technically it is video, but the quality of the video, to me, does not meet the standard for safeguarding the needs of our children. It was one of those kind of videos. I mean, this is 2017. We can't get better quality video in our schools. That video is terrible. Terrible. And I remember now, it's been some time since I've seen a CPS video. This is 2017. Now, when I worked inside a CPS building, which is like 4 or 5 years ago, I had the same issue the first time I viewed a video. It's like, it's got that stop gap. It's not a smooth YouTube quality video. It's almost like the video is just a series of stills, okay, moving in front of you at the rapid pace. So it's not like a straight stream, crystal clear video. I mean, you got a teenager in a cave in Kazakhstan that's got 5 million YouTube video followers. That's got a better quality camera than the Cincinnati public school system. It is a travesty. That was the first thing that captured me. I couldn't even get to the content because of the choppy segmented video. Am I the only person who thinks that's not good enough? I'll reiterate what I posted on Facebook. As a taxpayer, I would gladly pay more so that in moments like this, we had a better quality video. This is crazy. So what happens is it's like a series of still shots moving at a rapid pace. But there's a pause in between. I mean, there's a noticeable pause in between like the next update. That's terrible. I mean, who went out and got the cheapest ass? Why do we have the cheapest video system surveilling our children? I don't get that. And I know what it is. 5 letters, 1 word, MONEY, money. I get it. I know, I get it. But that's not good enough. That is not good enough for that child's mother. That wouldn't be good enough for my child. And if your child gets into an incident and you go back and look at the tape, it's not going to be good enough for your child as well. CPS needs to update the quality of their video. Can we get a partner? Can we partner up with a technology company? I mean, come on now. We got a lot of smart, connected people to listen to this show. Can we connect with a with like a tech company or something? There's got to be a better way to do this. I mean, can we get the damn iRing? Remember the iRing? Is that what it's called? Ring, I believe. Let me look this up. Ring, as I go off here. Yeah. It's called the Ring Video Doorbell System. That would be better video. Literally, I'm not even making it up. That would be better video than what we have in our Cincinnati public school system. That is a travesty. And whenever I talk to educators, I'm going to bring it up. Anytime I talk, I want to know how they feel about it. Video Doorbell Pro. You can get the Video Doorbell Pro from the good folks at Ring.com. This is not an endorsement. For $249. I mean, we can get like 20 of those and hook them up. You should get like 20 of those and hook them up. That would be better quality than what we have right now in the Cincinnati public school system. That is amazing to me. That is amazing to me. And when you actually get to the content of the video, it's just terrible. And I saw some kids just abusing this young man. It was just terrible. Matter of fact, I'm going to click on this right now so I can get outraged all over again. This is an outrage all the way around. But do you believe that the information that you have right now, and all the information is not in, but with the information and how you feel with what you know right now, do you believe that the teachers, that somebody should be charged? Why should it be the teachers and not the principal? Oh, just terrible. And the video is so bad. The video is so choppy that the good folks over at WCPO, they actually sped up the video for their viewers. Yeah, because it's like image. It's like, if you would know anything about it's like what video gamers would call lag almost. It's ridiculous. If something happens to my daughter in a Cincinnati public school and you say, well, we got video, I want video, man. This is like a step above a damn smoke signal. This is subpar. This is subpar for the city of Cincinnati. I'm sorry. Like I said, if you want to save money, CPS, then just get about 50 of those video doorbell systems. Get the Video Door Pro. It's $249. That would be better. That would be better. At least in terms of the visual aspect of video quality. It's hell. It's like the worst bootleg ever. We got bootleg video surveilling our children in our public schools. And y'all think that's good enough? Do you think that's good enough? I don't think that's good enough. Bootleg video. That's the worst bootleg video I've ever seen. If I purchased a video from a bootlegger and I get home and I watched it, I would go find him and get my money back. Or at least trade out for some oils or something. You know what I'm saying? You know what, man? I don't want no movies. Give me some oils. Give me some oils. Did you see the video? Please tell me I'm not the only person who feels this way about this video. Please tell me. The video is on my Facebook page right now. Rhonda writes, where's the video? Please tell me you've seen this video from the city of Cincinnati. with this young man from Carson Elementary. And literally, I'm literally watching WCPO is running in the background. And the little boy's just kind of laying there. And then a man comes over. He moves the trash can. He's stooping over the boy. Just absolutely terrible. People were actually outside of Carson Elementary last week. They were actually outside, outraged, protesting. Just outrageous. Do you believe that the teachers involved, like whatever classroom those boys were supposed to be in, the teachers should be charged? Is that what you believe? Was it lunchtime? And then here's the other thing about it. If the boy had not committed suicide, would we even be talking about this? How many other Gabriel Tays are there in the Cincinnati public school system? How many other? The only reason why we're really focusing on this is because the boy died. But if the situation is serious enough that somebody could be criminally charged, whether he dies or not, somebody did the wrong thing, right? But the only reason why we're focusing on this is because the young boy died. But let's say he had lived and he was just beat up and traumatized, but he never killed himself. That would be acceptable? How many other Gabriel Tays? I'm sure the CPS, they got a lot of smart people over there that care about our children. I'm sure they're going to do an assessment in each and every school. I know I would if I was a superintendent. I'm sure the smart people over there are on top of it. Okay, at a moment like this, my question is, what does the school board do? So, you got a school board coming up this year, and I'm going to talk with all the folks, I hope, running for school board as well. It's important. I'd like to know what they feel about this. I don't know. I think we have a couple Cincinnati school board members on my Facebook page. I haven't gone to their page to see how they comment. But if you're the Cincinnati school, so how much how much control to be a change agent does the Cincinnati school board have? Like, what can the Cincinnati school board do about this situation? Like, if I'm a school board member and I see this and I think, I don't like it, what can be done? Here are people's comments. Timothy writes, I was thinking the exact thing. You can't make out what's going on. No sound. That was the worst video I've ever seen in a long time. I know that doesn't really match, but it's the worst video I've seen in a long time. Put it that way. So there's a couple of issues here. Listen, I bet you nobody else in Cincinnati media is going to make this point out unless they're listening right now and they run back and make it. Because most people are going to focus on the content. But what I'm telling you is, I think ahead. One way that we need to address these, we need better quality video with our children in these schools, period. There's no way around that. Toya writes, why didn't any of the kids get help for this young man? ? Why after almost 5 minutes after the adults arrived, no one called 911? ? Tamika chimes in. She writes, exactly. And his mom was not contacted after this happened. That's the other problem. Whoever contacted the parent and told the parent that whether it was the teacher or the teacher was told by the administrator or whatever, whomever was that point of contact for that mother and told the mother, who, by the way, has spoken out over the weekend. Could you imagine this? It's Mother's Day weekend. Could you imagine how the mother of Gabriel Tay feels and her baby is gone at a Cincinnati public school? You don't send your kids to school to be brutalized. Your baby's gone and you see this video and then you feel like he committed suicide and you're like, wait a minute, I'm connecting the dots. It's something that was going on in school. Terrible. Very, very terrible. Very terrible. And again, I don't want to see anybody lose their job. But would you have confidence if all the people involved stayed over at Carson? I don't know. I was reaching out over the weekend with a with a mother with a parent, should I say, who was actually there. I'm still trying to connect with her because I want to get the inside track. The inside track. See, Tiffany writes, no one called 911. CPS is in trouble. Whoever contacted the parent, the mother, and said, hey, he fainted. That's a problem. You don't give parents inaccurate information. You just don't do it. You just don't do it. 513-873-7134. See, Rachel writes, the little boys who provoked the bullying need felony charges and charge the ones who did the bullying also. Someone lost their child for the love of God. And Rachel wrote that. Well, do you agree with Rachel? Do you think that the children actually, let's not lose sight of it. We know this young man committed suicide. We get it. But not every kid that gets bullied commits suicide. So it's something different about Gabriel. Maybe Gabriel was a little bit more sensitive to it. You know, like, for instance, some people are more sensitive to light than other people, right? Like, some people have a very high sensitivity to light. Other people's don't. It's the same thing, I think, with anything as humans. Little Gabriel had a very high sensitivity to it. But are those kids really responsible for him committing suicide? And then how responsible are you going to make an 8-year-old or not? Let's say these kids at the most 10 years old. How responsible are you going to make a 10-year-old for that? Come on, you never bullied nobody. You never, capped on anybody. Everybody did. Everyone did that. So if you capping on somebody and you're, in the 4th grade, and you're just capping on them, you're having your fun with it, and they going on to commit suicide. You're responsible at 10 years old? That's deep. That's very, very deep. I don't know how comfortable I feel with that. So we're going to charge these children with a felony? I don't know how you feel about it, Choppers. You tell me. Angela writes, this Carson incident makes little sense to me. Tracy writes, one thing the video showed was there was no sense of urgency on the part of the faculty standing over him. To me, the video is so choppy, it's hard to really make up a whole lot except for the basics pretty much. I am very happy that I am very happy that you can't see the identities of those children. I'm happy about that. But I will be honest with you. Part of the reason why I can't identify the children involved is because I don't attend Carson. I would probably bet that if you've got parents who can watch that video and recognize who those children are. I mean, because you can make out general physical characteristics, like you can see coats and things like this. I'm not even sure if the local media did a good enough job in preserving the identities of those children. Yeah, I don't know those kids, but I don't go to Carson. If I was the parent of a child and my child was in the same class, I'm a very observant person. There's a good chance that I'd be like, oh, that's, fill in the blank. Did the local media do a good enough job in preserving and protecting the identities of their children? 513-873-7134. Carolyn writes, the white gentleman who went into the restroom didn't seem to be alarmed by what he saw. At all, to me. I saw no urgency in his actions at all. Acting real lackadaisical, okay. Anza writes, how are kids just roaming about with little supervision? They don't do bathroom passes or have hall monitors anymore. Maybe they never did. I don't know. Me nor my child attended CPS. Well, I'll say it again. In school buildings, bathrooms are blind spots. Same thing at summer camp. They're blind spots. Because unless you have somebody who's actually in the room, like at the door, you really don't know. You really don't know. And I remember when I was a kid, we would run to the restroom, all kind of stuff would go down. People be fighting in there. Man, come on. People get beat up in the bathroom. It's a blind spot. So dealing with restroom breaks and things like that. Believe it or not, that's a really big deal when you're dealing with children. That's a really big deal. So I don't know what their particular systems were. At this point, they should be doing a system check. Angela writes, felony is a bit steep. These children need monitoring or supervision so that an outdate. So that's, wait. Felony is a bit steep, she writes. These children need monitoring or supervision. So that's an outrage on the part of the administration. Tracy writes, they are certainly responsible. They were the reason for the stress. The reason for the stress. Let me see here. Rhonda writes, I just saw the video. Anza writes, blind spot. The cameras picked up the vantage point where an adult could really be standing. Well, it's a blind spot because maybe with little kids, but typically you don't have staff in the restroom. Brian writes, with technology today, CPS has no excuse for such poor video. The video is a problem. It is horrible. It's a bootleg video. I mean, just think about this. Bootleg video is surveilling our children. It's bootleg video. Tracy writes, the adults just stood there. Now, what if you told your mother you want to take your mother, you want to go to the movies with your mother, right? And your mother's thinking, I'm going to go see that new, I'm not sure what's out right now. We're going to go see whatever new movie's out, right? And your mother's all excited. And then you pick her up and take her back to your house and put in a bootleg video. Would that be good enough? I don't think so. Tracy writes, the adults just stood there. Shannon writes, maybe this wasn't the first time the teachers found the little boy in that type of predicament. If this wasn't the first time, Shannon, listen, if this wasn't the first time that teacher found that child in that type of predicament, CPS is about to write a very big check to that family. That would make it even more inexcusable because there's a history behind it. Somebody's most certainly going to get fired then. Most certainly. No doubt about it. And I wouldn't be surprised if you saw people be let go because of this. Somebody's got to take the fall. Mr. Holly writes, good Monday morning, he writes. Good Monday morning, you as well. Somebody's got to take the fall. Rhonda writes, just saw the video. Tom writes, this video is incredibly sad and disturbing. Absolutely no excuse for not calling an ambulance when the child had been unconscious for minutes and notifying the parent immediately. He got 6 lives for that. Tom is absolutely right. What kind of person is working with kids and you find an unconscious kid and you don't call EMS emergency? You don't call EMS immediately. Quite honestly, should you have even moved the kid? You find a kid face down in the bathroom? In the restroom? On the foot is face on the restroom? You already know a problem's happening. You already know. And you don't immediately call. That is absolutely, it's criminal. It's criminal. Stephanie writes, Stephanie with an I, she writes, appalling behavior by all involved, particularly by the adults. As a parent of a CPS student, scratch that as a human, this makes me crazy with anger. It's a damn outrage. She got 4 likes for that. Jamie writes, heartbreaking. Just because they're kids, they will get a slap on the wrist. But I think bullying should carry a heavy punishment, even for a minor. They are fully aware of the fear they are doing. Little sweet children like Tay are walking ducks. She got 2 likes for that. That's from Jamie. Ooh, I can feel the emotion on that one, Jamie. I agree with you in a lot of ways. 100% I agree with you. I agree with you. Bullying should be a heavy punishment. Well, let me check on that. What I agree with you is that it appears that this young, sweet little boy was a target. That's what I agree with you on. Bullying should carry a heavy punishment. I don't know about the bullying thing. Like, I remember being bullied when I was younger. Kids bigger than me, basketball court. I mean, I remember it. Listen, everybody goes through it. It makes you stronger, don't it? I mean, what do they say about pressure? Pressure, it bursts pipes, but it also creates diamonds. We'll see what you're made of. I mean, and while we're talking about bullying, adults can get bullied. Believe it or not, adults can get bullied. As amazing as that sounds, it can happen. How do you stop humans from being humans? That's all that is. How do you stop that? Do we really want children to get suspended because they bully a kid? And then is there a scale on bullying? And then I'll be honest with you, you have adults that are still scarred by bullying. So you have adults that are still scarred by that kind of stuff. And you got teachers that were bullied. That's a deep situation. I don't know that you can eradicate bullying. I think bullying is natural. It's a very natural thing for people who have stronger personalities to flex those personalities with people that they perceive to have weaker personalities. That's a natural thing, isn't it? Isn't it? I'm not alone in this, am I? It's a very natural thing. Deborah writes, no video, sound or no sound, someone should be held accountable. A life was lost. Is it too much to ask for audio recordings? I mean, listen, that's a lot of storage. I mean, who pays for the storage of all of this data? I don't know. I don't know. How many of the members who are running for school board are running on updating the technology inside the school, including the quality of the video? I would pay more as a taxpayer any day. Even if I didn't have children, I would pay more as a taxpayer to ensure that we had the quality, the most up-to-date technology possible with our children. Tracy writes, Nathan, bullying makes the weak kill themselves. Well, I was bullied. I didn't kill myself. I never thought about killing myself. Why would I kill myself because of a bully? I don't even understand how the two equate. Yeah. Listen, did I ever tell you my wet jean story? Let me tell you my wet jean story, okay? And you want to talk about bullying and stress in school. Let me tell you my wet jean story. It's been a long time. So pick up a chair, young whippersnapper, and I'm going to tell you my wet jean story. Okay, this is a true story, by the way, and I get emotional every time I tell it. I get very emotional. But here's my wet jean story. Matter of fact, first, let me take a break. I've got Bloomberg update for you, the news for the morning, and then I will tell you my wet jeans story. This is the Nathan Ivey Show. Because if I can survive the wet jeans incident, then anybody can survive anything in this world. I don't want to hear it.
With the Bloomberg Urban Report, I'm Donna Wilson. Fundraising for 5 to 7 new hedge funds led by women and people of color may be underway. According to people familiar with the matter, a former New York City chief investment officer of 7-Step Capital firm seeks to raise $500 million. The new hedge fund's aim is to boost diversity in an industry where women held 9% of senior positions last year. People of color held less than that. Barclays could be considering selling a 16% stake in its Africa unit worth up to $1.5 billion. The sale is part of the firm's strategy to trim its investment bank. And in the business of entertainment, Jay-Z has signed a $200 million touring partnership with Live Nation, the live entertainment company. Live Nation will produce and promote all of Jay-Z's live shows for the next 10 years.
Guys, don't really thank my mommy for loving me so much, for taking me out to the park, for reading me books, for taking me to the doctor when I broke my foot in ballet rehearsal, for leaving me alone when I wanted to be alone.
And now, as a grown-up, I'm thankful for being able to take care of you, my dear mom, for having the chance to take you to the park, for reading you those books we enjoy so much, for being able to take you to your therapies after you twisted your ankle, for understanding that sometimes you simply want to be alone.
Roles change without us noticing. And in your new role, we help you help. Visit aarp.org/caregiving to get practical health and wellness tips to provide even better care for your loved one. Remember, visit aarp.org/caregiving. AARP. We help you help. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
The Nathan Ivey Show is supported by listeners. Go to www.patreon.com/Nathan Ivey Show and help Nathan keep the show independent.
Nathan Ivey, the man, Cincinnati's only voice. And go to NathanIvey.com, man. Check him out.
All right, good morning, everyone. Currently 8:46 a.m. in the Queen City. I'm Nathan Ivey. This is the Nathan Ivey Show. All right, let's take caller number. While I share with you my wet jean stories, I want to multitask. We'll take caller number 3, 513-873-7134. I will contact you shortly afterward. In fact, all of the folks, I'll be contacting you very shortly and give you a few dates throughout this week so you can get the tickets to the upcoming networking event, Networking Happy Hour Nights in Hamilton, Ohio. Again, I've been telling you about this for some time. They've been a partner with the Nathan Ivey Show for a little over a month now. And this could be of interest to you. You might be interested. Again, don't forget, May 25th is exactly approximately 10 days from today. It's Thursday, or it is a Thursday, May 25th, from 6:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. at the Fitton Center for Creative Arts, FITTON. If you're interested in tickets already, just go to Eventbrite. In fact, that's the only way you can purchase tickets. It's through Eventbrite. Networking Happy Hour Nights in Hamilton, Ohio. And they're located at 101 South Monument Avenue, Hamilton, Ohio, 45011. And they are connecting the regions. This could be an opportunity for you to generate leads, find referrals. What they have in mind is a really nice social atmosphere, indoor-outdoor setting, overlooking the Little Miami River, DJ in the background. $25 gets you in the door. It'll also get you access to the buffet. Make sure you bring your business cards with you, choppers. You might want to, take your chance at winning a 3-hour, or should I say a free 3-hour limousine ride. Courtesy Mario's custom Bentley limousines. Have you ever ridden in a custom Bentley limousine? I have not. I'm looking forward to it. So it doesn't really matter what you're doing. Networking is an essential part of growing your brand. If you're not connecting with other humans, you're not really connecting with humans. And we'll give away a ticket of 513-873-7134. That is my number if you're interested. And we'll take caller number 3. Very, very simple. Caller number 3, 513-873-7134. Let me see here. Someone just sent me a text message here. Okay, I see you there. Okay, I won't even put your name out there. People are sending me messages. Again, 513-873-7134. And we've got a free ticket for you to attend the Networking Happy Hour Nights in Hamilton, Ohio. Looking forward to it. I mean, whether you're doing a podcast, I know there's several folks that listen who are doing podcasts, a lot of folks. What's up to the X-Squad affiliates? There are people in the Cincinnati area who I've connected with that are doing things online as well. If you've gotten already an established business, to me, you can never have too many friends and you can never network too much. You can never network too much. All right, back to your, my wet jean story. We're talking about bullying. I mean, listen, if somebody gets, can you really be bullied to death? I can't be bullied to death. I'm sorry. There's no way I'm giving up this gift because somebody at school doesn't like me or because I don't have the latest clothes. I'm just not built like that. I'm just not built like that. I mean, even to this day, like, you know, when you're in a public spotlight, to some degree, you know, people can see you. You open yourself up for criticism. I've received lots of critiques. I'm not breaking down about it. You can't please everybody. So if I can survive the wet jeans saga, and I think I went through this for about a week and then I gave it up, then you can survive anything. You can survive anything. I really want to tell you this story. It takes me down memory lane. Oh, I don't want to feel these feelings right now. It's early in the morning. Let me sit with it. Tracy writes, Nathan, bullying makes the weak kill themselves. Now, I'm not talking about this young man because that would be improper for me to talk about a child in that way. So I'm not talking about young Gabriel at all. I know this happens with teenagers and even adults, but if bullying pushes you over the edge, doesn't that just mean that something was going to push you over the edge eventually? Is that wrong to think that way? Is that the wrong way of looking at it? You tell me. Is that the wrong way of looking at it? Kush writes, bullying can build character. I too was bullied in school. See, he said it's like a Spartan. I too was bullied, right? However, I learned how to clap back. I was good at it. The bullies backed off. See, that's all you got to do is clap back at the bullies in most cases. And then they become your friends. Craig writes, clearly CPS got those cameras from the Center for Closing the Wealth Gap. Oh, my God. That is hilarious. Mr. Hollier writes, that was terrible. Brian writes, where does an 8-year-old learn or know about suicide? Teaching Junior now that people will tease you and talk about you. I try and tease and talk about him now, not in a bad or mean way, just to prepare him. Yeah, you got to do that with your children. You got to toughen your kids up. You know, if I don't toughen my kids up, then they're going to be weak and soft when they go out in this big, mean world. I can't do that. I mean, I try to toughen little Buddha all the time. It's physically, mentally. Number one, you toughen your kids with love and support. That's number one. You know, when your kids know they can come to you no matter what and that you got their back, that is one of the strongest things you can give to a kid. That's number one. But yeah, I feel you. I've never, and I'm not saying you're wrong at all, Brian. I haven't gone down that route yet to some degree, but we've had those conversations. Because it's going to happen. It happens to everyone. It happens to everyone. Raise your hand inside the chop shop if you weren't bullied. And by bullying that means that either somebody was like pushing up on you physically and or, you got capped on. It happens. When Serenity writes, that's why the passing of levies are so important. You want sound? Vote for that levy. You want more eyes in the building? Vote for the levy. Substandard quality of schooling facilities fall on the community. A predatory culture birthed by substandard quality afforded by the community. Even though bullying is a conscious decision of one, the environment was created by many. Everybody is to blame for failing this baby. Damn. Ooh, let me process that. She makes some good points. She's right. That's why I've always supported the school levies. Always support the school levies. Even if you don't have children, support the school levies. Because the environment that the children in your neighborhood grow up in, learn in, is going to impact on you. It will have an impact on you one way or another. If you don't want young black boys, you don't want young kids rummaging through your neighborhoods right after school, then support after school programs. Right? If you don't want a generation of uninspired and tired young people looking for direction to all the wrong places, then let's make sure that if young people go to school and they want to stay after school to be a part of something, that they have transportation to and from. Let's make sure. Let's make sure if kids want to be involved after school, they can do so very, very easily. That's what we do. Serenity is on point. You can't criticize the system, and yet you're not trying to make the system even better, even with some tax dollars. I have no problem with more tax dollars for our children, period. Even if I live long enough and my children are like out of the house, I'll still support the school system. I'll be critical, but I'll support them with my dollars because I know that's what's needed. And even after those levies, Listen, for folks who work in Cincinnati Public School, listen, folks, I'm going to tell you, there was a situation to school. This is a Cincinnati Public School. Okay? Servicing our kids didn't have paper. I'll say it again. A Cincinnati Public School servicing tens of thousands of our children did not have paper. Literally. So don't think, oh, they passed the levy, everything is cool. No. We need more resources. Like if you want somebody to be there to monitor the children, that person needs to get paid. You know, you can stretch volunteers only so far. People want to get paid for the things they do, even when you're working for kids, even when you're working with babies. And even with this video system, we have a bootleg video system. Why is that okay? Who do I know that's on the school board? I need to talk to somebody. What can we do about this? How much? I'm sure they've done some kind of some type of analysis into how much it would cost to update their systems. I'm sure they have. Again, there's a lot of good, smart people that work for Cincinnati Public School. I know they're on top of it, but I just like to know what that plan is and where they are, because it was the worst video I've seen in a long time. Horrible video. But right now we're talking about the overall impact of bullying and who's responsible. So let me tell you my wet jeans story. Okay. And I because I was getting teased about it, I had to do something about it. So this will just go to show you that I understand, being the brunt of the joke and being bullied. Everybody goes through it. So I don't know how old I was, 4th, 5th grade, something like that. And growing up poor in the suburbs, which should be the title of a book, or at least a chapter in my life. Growing up poor in the suburbs, Section 8 kid, the oldest of 5 children. You got to bear the brunt of it. It is what it is. And you have to accept that as the oldest. But I remember, man, it's nothing like new school clothes and feeling good when you're going to school. Man. For kids in my situation, that first 2 days of school is just so beautiful, but it has a little bit of anxiety because your clothes are running out. I remember that year was just a tough year for us, and I wasn't old enough to work. And I remember my mother bought me she bought me 3 pair of pants. I had a pair of like really, really dark jeans. I had a pair of really those stonewashed jeans, if people know what that term means. You don't even say that term anymore. And then I had a pair of sort of unique jeans. They had and again, don't criticize me too much, but they had they were checkered. And I had 3 pair of jeans. Now, the first day of school, I'm on top of the world. I got on new clothes. I'm feeling good about myself. This is great. Second day of school, I'm feeling good, but I know that the third day of school, I got to recycle the first day's pants. So on Thursday, I'm wearing the same pants I wore on Monday, which is no problem. It's no problem. It's not the worst thing in the world, but when you're in the 5th grade and you're in the suburbs, and back in those days, fashion wasn't what it was today. See, these days, these kids can go to school looking like anything. Don't really matter these days. I don't even know what the style is anymore. I have no idea what it is because it just seems like anything. But back in the day, there was what you call the style. You had to have the Pumas, the shell toes, the polos. Okay? You couldn't walk in there with some Wranglers on. You're going to be the brunt. You're going to get ridiculed. It was what it is. So when you go to school and you only have 3 pair of jeans, things are cool for the first month or so. By about, I don't know, I'd say about February, March, guess what happens when you keep washing the same jeans over and over again? They start to fade. And when you just rocking, and again, I had essentially 2 pair of jeans because I had 3 pair of jeans, and the third pair was a really unique pair. I couldn't wear those every day and pass them off like they was the same pair. But with my other 2, I could. So 5 days a week, I'm recycling 2 pair of jeans over and over again. Over and over again. Washing them several times throughout the week. 6 months later, guess what? Those dark jeans aren't dark anymore. And I'll never forget it. And I don't remember the kid's name or who it was, but I remember some kid was like, man, those are the same jeans you had on yesterday. Everybody was laughing. I felt terrible. I was like, hell no, I'm going to do something about this. Now, one thing that I attribute to my mother, she made me very self-reliant. Washing my own clothes, all that stuff at a very young age. So I wash my own clothes. So I'm washing my own clothes and I hang my clothes up. And at that point, we didn't really have a dryer, so I had to hang them up in the bathroom, and they would dry overnight. And I just looked at the jeans like, wait a minute. Wait. They looked new. And that's when a light bulb went off in my head. Eureka! When jeans are wet, they look new. And then a plan started to formulate in young Nathan's head. And I thought, wait a minute. Maybe if I dampen these jeans just a little bit and go to school, the kids will think I have new jeans. And so believe it or not, I did. I wore wet jeans to school for maybe 3 days. It was so uncomfortable, but they all thought it were new jeans. Now, why am I telling you this story? Because if I can survive that, damn it, you can survive almost anything. You'll be okay. Rub some dirt on it. It's okay. It makes you stronger. If you can take that, you can take anything. Now, I don't think anybody can top that story. I love to hear a better story than that. I've never heard any stories better than that one. And I survived. I'm okay. I did go through a clothes horse phase in college. Okay. All right. But I'm okay now. I'm okay. Kelly writes, bullying is like being at war, stuck in a battle zone with your safety constantly in jeopardy. I mean, kids aren't adults. They can only reason so much. Daily trauma will push anyone over the edge. Doesn't matter if you start out healthy or compromised. Daily trauma will cause problems. She's right. But most people go through being capped on or being bullied or being chosen last for the sports team. Okay. That happens to most kids. Why is it that most kids don't commit suicide, but only a few do? What's different about those kids? And since they're in the minority, and since it's not the majority of kids who are doing these kind of things, what should we do about it? Tracy has no remorse for me whatsoever. Damn, I thought I was going to get some sympathy. She writes, Nathan, you didn't get slammed into a wall. Can I get some sympathy at least? See, there's no sympathy for me at all. No sympathy at all. Monique writes, good morning, everyone. Brenda writes, happy Monday, Nate and the Choptas. Miss D writes, my nieces and I practice catchy comebacks so they can successfully shut down mean girls. Is that what we doing out here? Brian writes, I told Junior you don't have to beat the bully, just take a stance. I don't care if you lose, just don't back down. Kush writes, my dad also made me fight bullies back. I won some and lost many, but the bully stopped effing with me as I got knifed with my hand, shaking my head. So let's make up our minds. I mean, does bullying create character? Does it build character, or does it break down the character in people? What does bullying do? Does it build character, or does it break down the character of individuals? Because it can't do both in all people. What does it do? Thank you, Tracy. She writes, I do sympathize with you, Nathan. Glad it was not winter. Well, like I said, it was like February. So I had a couple of cold days, man. Whew. And I had to stop doing it because the dye from the jeans would bleed into my white socks. I had throwaway socks. My mom was like, what is this blue stuff? Give me those, man. Why are you in my room? And it was starting to bleed into, when it started to bleed into my sneakers, oh, that was a no-no. That was a no-no. DJ Queen, X-Squad affiliates, writes, good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, DJ Queen. James writes, good morning. Good morning, everyone. See here. Let me back up. I've got a lot of audio we just haven't got a chance to get to. We've been talking about so many other very important things this morning, and I do appreciate you. But, man, as I said, there's a lot of stuff going on. Over the weekend, you had a couple of cases. We kicked off the show, in case you're just joining us, for DJ Queen and others. We kicked off the show talking about Mother's Day. What else? Mother's Day. And it was a very interesting case that I read over the weekend of a mother in South Carolina who was arrested after she beat her son. And she beat her son because her son gave the grandmother, his mother's mother, a Mother's Day card and not his mother. And she got upset about it. From what I read, when police got on the scene, they found a birthday card all ripped up. Now, how you going to rip up grandmother's birthday card? How you going to rip up grandmother's birthday card? And basically, mom got a Mother's Day wake-up call from her son, and she didn't know how to deal with it. As I said, one way to really get humans upset is to tell them about themselves. No human being, no grown person wants to be told about themselves, like where they're wrong, their shortcomings. Oh, no. Nobody wants to hear that. I don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that. And you especially don't want to hear from your child. Oh, that's just too close. But it is what it is. But also another case, and this was very, very sad, of a mother. And the more I think about this, Choppers, to be honest with you, I mean, that's a beautiful death right there. That is a beautiful death. It's a beautiful death. It really is. I stand by that. Over the weekend, matter of fact, it happened on Mother's Day. There was a mother who was killed in a very, very tragic car accident. An 80-year-old woman, and this happened in New York, an 80-year-old woman, Lindenhurst, New York, just to be specific. A woman is walking from church on Mother's Day, and a car backs into her. I'm looking at the images of it right here. Oh, my gosh, that's terrible. That's terrible. Woo, I'm going to post this for you so you can check it out right now. I'm going to post this on my Facebook page. Check this out. This is terrible. You can actually see the car accident. This is terrible. Oh, man. Well, an 80-year-old woman, she thought that she had her car in drive, but she really had her car in reversed. And she reversed right into a woman who was on the sidewalk. The woman pushed. Her name is Diane Aluska. She's my hero of the day. I do the same thing for my child. Any mother would do the same thing for their child. She was pronounced dead later at a Good Samaritan hospital in New York. That is terrible. So she's walking down the sidewalk, and an 80-year-old woman who thought she had her car in gear for drive goes into reverse and pins this woman against a concrete wall. And according to eyewitnesses, the woman at the last second saw the vehicle and pushed her 16-year-old daughter out of the way and took it for her daughter. That's heroic right there. That's a hero. To me, that's a beautiful death. I mean, death is coming for all of us. What better way than to die saving someone else? Who better than your child? That's a beautiful death. Tragic, and I hope she went quickly. I hope she didn't suffer, but that time's coming for all of us. How do you want to die? What better way than saving someone you love? I can't think of a better way. That is just terrible. Can you imagine you're walking from church? Why didn't God save her? Just terrible. Just terrible. Absolutely. Craig writes, you have to charge older people to the driving game. After a certain age, they're dangerous on the road. Yes, they are. Pamela writes, I bet you had a hell of a time trying to peel off those wet jeans trying to change for gym class. Well, to be quite honest with you, when I got home, actually, it was rather difficult to peel the jeans off, quite honestly. You know, it's funny that by the time I would get home, because the jeans, they couldn't be damp, but they had to be wet in order to have that dark jean color, right? But by the time I would get home, most of the jeans would already be dry. Don't make me break down. Tracy writes, Brian Nathan started iceberg jeans. You're wrong for that, Tracy. I'm going to give you an AB for that one. I didn't start Iceberg, James. Kush writes, that's a sad story, Nate. I may have went to your school, bruh. Damn. Rhonda writes, yes, Nate, no paper for 2 months. Slugger writes, everyone has a breaking point, and typically you don't know that threshold until it's too late. At least I did get a little some sympathy. Monique writes, Nate, when I learned to dye, it was a whole new world for me. I started dyeing all of my old clothes, LOL. But wet jeans, Lord, LOL. Damn, I didn't even think about dye. I could have just dyed the jeans. Well, they say that girls are smarter than boys. Monique was smart. She dyed her jeans. My dumb ass is running around middle school with some wet jeans on. For a bunch of kids I really didn't give a damn about. Bump them kids. Akeem writes, morning choppers, although I'm out here handling my kingly duties, trust me, I'm always tuned into the show. But it is big news about the young lady, maybe another mother that killed in South Fairmount. I smell another sucker attack move. Tragic things are happening over the weekend. So many things happen over the weekend. I think that the holidays really bring up emotions in a lot of people. That's what I think. Mother's Day, Father's Day, just terrible. I think this story he's talking about is a man was charged with killing an 18-year-old woman in South Fairmount. Now, why are you killing an 18-year-old woman in South Fairmount? Is it that deep? Kush writes, wow, hilarious. Monique writes, haha, yeah. See, Monique was smart. Why didn't I think about dye? Oh, my God. I would have saved myself a lot of uncomfortable moments. You know how difficult it is to sit in class and really be attentive and your ass is wet? You have any idea what that's like? You have to understand how desperate I must have been to fit in. Like I said, kids will do anything to just be accepted and fit in. They'll go to extraordinary lengths. And that's I tested the boundaries of my own soul with that one. I tested the boundaries of my very own soul with that one. But I share that with you to say that if I can survive, then you can survive, right? All right, more audio clips for you. We're missing my duties. So many things going on. This is a video. This is an audio clip. This is completely switching gears here. Got a lot of stuff I want to get to. It's a lot of things going on. Epic meltdowns, reality television fight. I want to get to all of this, okay? This may or may be in place, but it's the internet. We talk about stuff that's going on, people, politics, and pleasure, and so this is all a part of it, all right? But this is a clip of the fiance of Aaron Hernandez. And she spoke out. She spoke with the media. Remember Aaron Hernandez? He was a guy who had a beautiful life, man. You're catching touchdown passes from Tom Brady, man. Listen, if you ever put yourself in a position where you're catching touchdown passes and winning Super Bowls with Tom Brady, here's what you do. You ride it out. You do whatever you can, be a part of the team, and make sure you get to the championship every year. That's what you do. What you don't do is murder people. Like Aaron Hernandez, who recently committed suicide on prison. All kinds of stuff was coming out. Apparently now he had a male lover in prison. What in the hell? Was he prison gay? But this is, her name is Cheyenne Jenkins Hernandez. And remember, she was a part of the case because the prosecution thought she might have been hiding evidence. And she doesn't believe that he took his own life. Check this out.
What caused you to doubt that he took his own life? I mean, for one thing, we know that he had
Dr. Phil is a drama queen.
Right. Of 2 murders and had 1 on appeal. So, I mean, this had to be the high point of high points in a long, long time, right?
No, I agree. And that would make me doubt that he took his own life. He was very positive, so excited to come home. I spoke to him. the night before, and he was so, Daddy's going to be home, and I can't wait to sleep in the bed with you guys, and I can't wait to just hold you and love you. There was no indication at all of such events.
He was never getting out of jail.
Okay, so you spoke to him the very night before he was found dead in his cell.
As far as I know, I was the last person to speak with him.
And the last words he said to you were what?
I remember him saying, babe, I've got to go. They're shutting the doors. And I honestly don't think that we said I love you to each other. And that was it.
There was no monumental goodbye, no finality in what he was saying. It was, babe, gotta run, they're closing the doors.
I just know that the feedback that I was getting from our last talk had nothing to do with any suicidal thoughts.
Dr. Phil's always where the drama is, man. I ain't mad at him. So somebody took out Aaron Hernandez. Why? Here's a video that has gone viral of an art student. It's political in nature. That's why we'll put it into the show. And she sees a Trump sign and she just goes nuts. There is extreme language. I give you a heads up. It's after 9. Your kids should be at school.
This is what happens when you don't take your meds. This is why I don't believe in the legalization of marijuana. This is exactly why I don't believe in the legalization of marijuana. Right here on the Western Washington campus, she's going nuts.
This woman's going nuts because she saw a Trump sign.
With the Trump sign. She doesn't like the Trump sign.
Is it okay if you stop? Oh, no. You're wrong. Because it sounds really... I thought something was wrong. So yeah, I'm cool, though. But no one else...
She's anti-Trump.
I don't think it's appropriate to have her screeching, though.
Yeah, that's her decision, not mine.
It's not Foster's art.
I like this woman.
This apparently is an art, folks. This an art major. She's an art major. Art is really going downhill. The arts are really going downhill. The arts are going downhill, folks. This is an art major.
I like his commentary. I like that commentary. That is a clip. I told you I put together the most compelling audio clips for you every day. Sometimes we get caught up in conversation. I don't get a chance to get to it. But over the weekend, I saw some of the most amazing stuff. I love people. I love the internet. And that woman is an art major. That's at least what the headline reads. I'm not sure what particular college. And for what I'm looking at, it's kind of like a communal area, and there's a Trump sign up. And that's her reaction to it. And you can hear concerned people coming over saying, you okay? You okay? And the last woman that came over tried to make her move. And she said, call the police, bitch. You hear that? It was hilarious. And that's exactly how I feel. I feel the same way. And dude's commentary was priceless. He said, the arts are going downhill. He said, this is why I don't support the legalization of marijuana. Woo, I need some more of that. I need some more of that in my life. Carolyn writes, she sounds like a complete idiot. She completely encapsulates how I feel inside when I see Donald Trump. Don't it make you want to just scream? Does it make you want to just scream and yell? New rule. If you murder someone and brutalize their family members, if you kill someone, their loved ones should get at least 5 minutes in a room along with you. At least 5 minutes. That might wake some of these brothers up. Maybe we need to look into harsher penalties for murderers and thieves and rapists. Let's get a little more harsher on these. Let's get medieval on some of these criminals. This happened in a Cleveland courtroom. Now, this is not a new audio clip. I've been sitting on it for a while. But it interests me for two things. The emotion involved, but also it's from the state of Ohio. A Cleveland courtroom was recently cleared after a brawl almost took place. I'm not sure if you know about this, but back in 2014, they had a terrible situation. Like a whole car full of people were murdered. There were victims' mothers. It was like 5 or 6 people got murdered, right? Maybe I was out. Maybe 4 people were murdered. 4 or 5 people were murdered. And the police actually found their young brother. Young black boy killed this whole. As a matter of fact, he was friends with the family with one of the people he ended up killing. Now, I don't know why he did it, but he recently was sentenced. And he got a chance to go face to face with one of the male family members. And here's what happened.
Man, you are so lucky God has got this off my chest. And I'm thankful because you made
the murder suspect is James Henderson III.
You as a person has changed me. Because I've been in this penitentiary. I've been in the penitentiary 4 times. I've kicked this podium over and everybody out here. But now no more. It's over with. It's over with. I'm glad they got you, and I thank the Lord that He put it in my heart to accept this and be a bigger person. Now I'm the oldest child of my family, and I'm going to do everything in my willpower to make sure everybody has everything and then some. And I'm just glad you're going to suffer every single day of your life. You're not going to get took out the easy way and actually get killed. I'm politely glad that you're suffering right now with that smirk on your face. But when you in that cell 11 out of one of them rooms, when you get real serious, because you ain't been here yet, I'm just thankful that God had made a way for us to find out who you are and who you is.
Somebody's family, and then you're sitting in the courtroom smirking, that family member should get 5 minutes alone with you. Yeah, he rushed him. You gonna sit here and smirk in the courtroom after you murdered my family? Nah, you gotta go, bro. You got to go. And I don't know if that man, his last name is Sanders, who you heard talking. He was giving, I believe, like a victim's testimony. That's the last place you want to be, in the courtroom, giving a victor's testimony, a witness statement. Is it victim's statement, I believe it's called? I want to make sure I speak very accurately. That man should not be charged at all. He should not be charged. He should not be charged. And I'll be honest with you. If I was one of the sheriff deputies, I might have slipped and he accidentally got a couple hits in before I was able to get Is that wrong? Is that wrong? I'm just be honest with you. If I'm one of the deputies, I would have thought about that. Like, you know what? Maybe I slip and fall right now. Slip and fall, and he gets to him, and he gets about at least 30 seconds with him, and then we capture him. Somebody's calling me. Don't they know I'm on the air? Yeah, you actually people asking what was that? That video. That audio that's played for you was an audio clip of what went down in a Cleveland courtroom recently. A young man was found guilty. Matter of fact, he pled guilty to committing mass murder. He killed like 4 people, shot them to death. When they found him, he actually had the weapon on him. And from what I read, the police targeted him as a suspect very, very early on. He was actually real friends with one of the victims. And he killed this young man, his friend, and his mother, and his friend's mother, and I don't know why he did it. Maybe it's mental illness. I don't know, but it happened from Cleveland, Ohio. And what you just heard was the moment in which the family of the victims get a chance to meet this person, which is very emotional. And dude's talking to him, and he just lunges at him. And I was disappointed that the deputies, they were so efficient in their damn jobs. They were too efficient. They were too efficient. I mean, they efficiently blocked them. They should have been offensive linemen. And if I'm one of those deputies, maybe he gets through. Maybe he gets through a little bit. Maybe he gets a punch or two in before we can apprehend him. Maybe it goes down like that. I mean, hey, things happen. Fame writes, getting bullied is a microcosm of black life in America. Carolyn writes, I might make that scream my alarm ringtone. Monique writes, so Spicer's job is on the line now? Yes, Sean Spicer could be out. Well, ultra man, Trump wants to pass himself off as the Uber man, right? He wants to pass himself off as that alpha dog who always wins. He's always on top of it. And now you have SNL, and basically they have feminized his spokesman. They even went for Mike Huckabee's daughter. But I'm reading that Kimberly Guilfoyle, who resembles the Joker to me, and she's on Fox. She's on a show called The Five. She sits on the end and always shows her legs. The rumor is that she's being considered, so I don't think that's a step up. Because no matter who you put in that position at this point, any person in America that says, okay, I'm going to work for Trump, they already know they have to lie. And they're willing to do so just so they can get the prestige and the reputation of being in that position, the privilege of being in that position. So Tracy writes, I don't do adult tantrums. The arts are going downhill. Monique writes, OMG, Nate. I wish you would have warned us. Some of us are wearing earplugs. LOL. Sorry about that. James writes, I'm sorry, but she would get locked in the closet with all that noise. See what else here? I got another video here. I got a video. If anybody watch Real Housewives of Atlanta, I may stop. Well, I'm not going to stop watching them. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to stop. But they kicked off one of the primary characters, a woman by the name Phaedra Parks, because she lied. So what? Let me see here. Fight. But recently, even though the show is about the women, recently the men got involved. And they got into a fight. This happened like a month or so ago back in a radio station, probably in maybe I want to say Atlanta. I'm not really sure where it emanates from. Maybe you do. But this is crazy. So these two dudes actually get into a brawl. Before we break, let's take a phone call. Let me see. But before I get to that, let's take a phone call. Good morning, caller. How are you?
Hey, what's going on? You all right?
Yeah, I'm great.
That's what's up. That's what's up. No, I wanted to make a couple comments.
Black Lion.
Yeah, Nathan.
What's up, man?
It's all gravy. Your audio's so low on the phone. It's very low.
Is it?
Yeah, but it's cool. I hear you. I heard the comment about bullying, and bullying is not a normal trait. It's an abnormal trait. It's a Caucasian trait. And it's only practiced amongst people who lived around Caucasians. So it's not normal. And it's kind of strange that you made
I don't believe that.
The white... Well, okay, you can. I understand because you're surrounded by Caucasians. You've been raised by them.
Well, that has nothing to do with it. What's informing me is just my own human experience and knowledge about being a human.
Yeah,
I think it's a very human trait, quite honestly.
It's based on Caucasians. Like speaking English, that's a Caucasian trait. It just is what it is. But I'm trying to make the point to you that for millions of years, black people lived in the earth, and that was not a normal thing. You learned that from white folks. That's a learned behavior. You just discussed a woman bullying on her kid over a damn car. Horrible. I mean, I don't understand how you can't see that. How do you think it's normal? What makes you think it's just a normal attribute based on only what you know?
Well, what makes you think that it's normal, Black Lion, is quite simply just what I observe, human experience. I think it's very normal for people who have strong personalities to assert themselves.
So basically, what
I ain't done. I'm not done. So I think it's very normal for people to assert themselves, to have strong personalities. I think it's very normal for people who have weaker personalities to get behind people that have stronger personalities. I've experienced it and observed this in younger people and even older people, white people, black people. I think that's a very normal thing.
So basically you learned this from so-called European or European-ish people.
No. I've experienced that and observed it in black people as well. Matter of fact, this case in the city of Cincinnati, these are black kids.
If they live around Caucasians, it could be. I don't know what you're using as a barometer, or what people particularly you're using as a barometer to say what you're saying.
Well, to be honest with you, I've heard you bully people on the radio.
You've never heard me bully.
I've heard you bully people on the radio because you're more.
You never heard me bully.
I have heard you. Now you never bullied me because you could never do that. But I've heard you do that with other people. I've heard other people. You know you've heard it. You know you've heard it because we've laughed about it.
I've never bullied anyone.
I've heard you bully people on the radio and try to bully people on the radio.
It's what you are mistaking as me having a actual point versus the person I'm speaking with. I bully you too. I bully you all the time.
Well, that's not what I'm talking about at all, actually.
I took pride in the fact.
And you couldn't bully me on the best day of your life if it was the worst day of my life. In fact, you better wash your mouth out with soap after we get off the phone, Black Lion. Blasphemous.
Okay, well, let's move on.
Let's move on
because I disagree with what you're saying. Now, if you're saying you
have bullied people.
I understand if you're saying that's what you believe or that's what you perceive.
No, that's what you've done.
I can accept that.
That's what you've done.
That's not. I would disagree with that's the fact. I just agree with the fact that's your perception. But let's move on because you're digressing from the fact that.
Well, what else do you call intimidating somebody?
Even if it's true, because I have bullied in my life, I'm not going to say it's not true.
Yeah, I've heard you bully people on the radio. I've heard
that's not true.
It is true.
Bullying people on the radio is something totally different.
It's not totally different. It's the same dynamic.
But my point
you
is,
are willing
going back
to assert yourself in that manner.
It's a learned Caucasian behavior.
You're willing to assert yourself.
Every people this Caucasian has ever intermingled with, he bullied on them.
Say that again.
He picked up his trait. It's not a normal trait.
Well, why are you underplaying that? That's not bullying, though. That's dominating people. Why are you trying to soften the blow of white racism?
So you're telling me what white people did was dominating, not bullying them.
What I'm trying to tell you is that you're trying to inject race into a conversation where it's not really necessary or proper or makes any sense.
I don't understand what the difference between domination and bullying. I mean, it's kind of almost the same thing. So I don't understand what you're saying. How is one, see, that's dominating over them, but the other one is bullying. I mean.
So you're telling me that white settlers, telling me, let me just disabuse you of your folly really quickly.
Elementary school.
And I can do it in 2 sentences, but go right ahead.
I'm saying anyone who graduated from elementary school can understand your ass backwards.
Well, number one, you don't graduate from elementary school, so you're wrong off the top.
Oh, yeah, you do. You have your little 6th grade diploma and graduation.
No, you don't.
Yeah, they do.
That was old school. They don't do that anymore because it was unnecessary. But let me get back to your point. So you're telling me that when white settlers came to this country, they essentially bullied the Native Americans into extinction?
I'm telling you, man, you ass backwards. You made a point about whether children in the 6th grade graduate or not versus the staying on topic.
My job is to correct you when you off point. And even if it's a minor point like that, I'm going to do it. But let's get to a major point. Let's get to a major point.
Go ahead,
matter of fact, let's just move on because this all seems silly to me. Like I said, I think that you are injecting race into a conversation where it doesn't really make any sense.
That doesn't make it. You're right, bro. Because you ass backwards.
Yeah, what you just said doesn't make any sense at all. What you just said is basically that white settlers bully. Hold on, I'm talking, kid. Hold on, I got to treat you like a child now. I'm willing to do it, bro. So basically, what you just told me as we continue this silly conversation about whether it's proper to talk about white supremacy throughout our history as bullying. So what you're telling me, Black Lion, is essentially white settlers bullied the Native Americans into extinction in North America. Come on, man, that doesn't make any sense. So like I said, I think you're trying hard to make this point, but it doesn't make any sense.
An astute scholar or study of history is recognize what.
But you're not an astute scholar of history, though. You're not. You're Black Lion.
What you like. So says you. But nevertheless, You don't have to be one to follow their history, how they did it with a handshake. As soon as they gathered enough people, they bullied the people.
Stop bullying people on the radio. Are you still bullying people on the radio, man?
In every part of the earth, the first white people that showed up with a handshake.
And that's why I deal with you the way I do, because I want to show people you don't have to cow down even to a radio bully.
Colonies here, they had aspirations on bullying these people and taking the country. But when they intermingled and went across and saw
what are you going to do about it?
Americans it was.
What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it?
What do you mean, what am I going to do about it?
What are you going to do about it?
Understand the concept.
What are you going to do about it?
Do anything about it.
What are you going to do about all these problems that you keep talking about? What are you going to do about it?
Is that your answer to bullying? What am I going to do about it?
No, that's my answer to you.
Understanding where bullying comes from and understanding everything you said was BS and ass backwards, your reply is...
You couldn't be further from the truth.
What are you going to do about it?
And nobody puts you in charge of defining what other things are. You're not in charge of that.
I'm going to keep it rolling. I'm going to keep calling you, chopping it up with you.
Please do. The door is always open. I'm here to set you straight.
Hopefully, because sooner or later you put me on black ice. You don't change your spots, bruh. A house Negro will not alter himself, bruh. It is what it is.
Oh, you're such a conscious brother. Look at you, man. You making the community better every time you open your mouth. Way to go, bro. Anything else with this nonsense, man?
No, that's good for me. You know, I'm going to leave you with that.
A couple of insults is all you are. That's all you ever good for, man.
A white woman's concept. I dig it.
That's all you ever really good for is a couple of insults and some nonsense and some platitudes. That's about it. Anything else, Mr. Platitudes?
It's a fact. It's not an insult.
I'm going to start calling you Mr. Platitudes just because it entertains me, and I think it accurately defines what you really say when you call in. Nothing. Anything else, bro?
You right.
And stop bullying people on the radio, man.
You ass backwards.
Stop bullying Lincoln. Stop bullying people, man.
About the Caucasian nature of bullying.
Oh, get the hell out of here with the Caucasian nature of bullying. Listen, more assertive men, aggressive men, assertive people have been stepping forward over less assertive people since the beginning of time. I hear what you're saying or whatever. I don't think it's really a good point. But some of this is just straight up human nature. And I know you want to paint everything like it's the white man's fault because you need to. And I can't stop you from doing that.
You're talking about after the invention of the Caucasian.
Excuse. Stop making excuses.
But not from the beginning of time, bro.
All right, brother. Anything else?
No, that's it. Don't let you do your little ass backwards thing, King. You know, I love you regardless.
It sounds like you all in your feelings now, B.
What you say?
You sound like you in your feelings now.
I'm in my feelings.
Yeah.
No, I just stumped you again, man.
The white man started bullying. You sound like a damn fool, man. Stop bullying people. Are you still bullying people on the radio?
Backwards, you'll reply what, bruh?
Huh?
You have a good day, Nathan. I'll talk to you again, bro.
You didn't answer my question.
Hey, how your President Trump working out for you?
Are you still bullying people on the radio, B?
He gonna bang up.
You know I don't talk about politics with you, man. But thank you for the call. You know I don't talk about politics with you. You don't vote. You don't believe in the political system. I appreciate the energy. I really do. I'm not saying you got a lot out of that. I fully admit it. You may not have gotten a lot out of it. Demo writes, it's Nate's arch enemy. That's right. He's my Lex Luthor. He's the Lex Luthor to my black Superman. And stop bullying people on the radio, man. James writes, BL needs to go on Springer, LMAO. I think he'd be a good guest. Kellen writes, I'd rather hear about the in-studio fight between the men of RHOA than listen to this disagreement between you and Black Lion. I'm just saying, well, it all comes with the price of admission, Carolyn. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. And I think you're right. Maybe I would too. Oh, my God. Please grow up, man. Please grow up. That's all I ask for. Let me back up here. Oh, Brian writes, BL ding ding. Fame writes, getting bullied is a microcosm of black life in America. Is it now? Macrocosm of black life in America. How so? Explain that to me a little bit further. All right, I got a video for you here. You got to watch this. This is, I have seen it a couple times already. There is some extreme language. I'll give you a heads up. Hopefully there's no young people in the area. And this is a clip of two of the, I won't say characters, but it's two of the cast members of a show on Bravo called The Real Housewives of Atlanta. And before you say, well, Nathan, why are you watching this? Because it's ratchet TV. That's why. What else? It's delicious. And this is a clip, I believe, of two of, well, they're not even husbands, actually. It's called The Real Housewives, but there's only one housewife. And then they talk with the husbands, and then neither of these men are husbands. One was married to a cast member, and the other one just dated a cast member. And I'm talking about Matt Jordan and Peter Thomas, respectively. All right, check this out.
I don't even know their argument. Name. Unless I'm ready to die. You understand what I'm saying?
And that's you, bro. That's a nice way to talk your way out of it. The same way I invited you to it last night. The same way I invited it to you last night. The same way I invited it to it last night. Yo, you feel me?
Definitely catch one of you.
This is not.
I promise you,
catch what?
But okay,
catch what?
You definitely
stop playing with me, bro. Same way I invited you to it last night, bro. I told you to come pull up, and then I texted you and told you where I was, bitch, nigga. If you feel away, let me know, son.
And I'm on your schedule?
Let me know. You told me I'll be in my club.
Matt, I asked you to come in here, and I asked you to respect me. I asked you.
You're not ready for all that.
You trying to come up right now?
Stop fronting like that, son. Yeah, stop fronting like that,
I asked you to come in here and respect me to have this conversation so that you can have a platform to get your side of the story out. The first thing that you said to me is everybody always gives Peter and Todd a platform, and you don't ever get it. You did, and you said that you don't get your platform.
I said they don't get the fellas a platform.
Okay, so I'm giving you a platform.
But I'm not gonna argue with this bitch ass nigga while I'm trying to talk about some irrelevant shit. You know what I'm saying?
So talk to me. Just chill out for a second and talk to me. Have a conversation with me.
Scary ass nigga. Why you pull up and come talk to me, nigga? I tried to meet you last night. What's up?
Matt.
We could have squared this away, bro.
Schedule,
nigga.
Why are we talking
about this, bitch?
You
my bitch,
all right. Conversation over.
What?
Conversation over. Matt, are you fucking serious? Are you serious?
Yo.
Oh, that's Chris Whitman right there.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Are you fucking serious?
Yo. Chill the fuck out. Hey, chill the fuck out.
Stop!
Hey, bro.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
Chill out, bro.
Chill out, bro.
Get the fuck out of here. Corporation, bro. Chill, bro.
Calm down. I know.
You know, that radio station was like, we got gold. We got gold. That Matt guy, ladies, he's the guy you don't want to meet. You don't want to meet him. He's got some emotional issues. I've watched the show before. And what kind of fight was that? They're like it was like a hugging match. What kind of fight was that? Oh my God. I feel for you, ladies. This is the quality of men that's out here. I know it's hard for you. What? I think that Peter, he's the little guy, the younger guy, and he's also older, about at least 20 years, maybe, at least. I think he is pressing charges, claiming that he was seriously injured in the fact. Let me look at an update here I think I have for you. Said he was injured during the brawl. He got injured that easily? And apparently he's planning to sue. So we'll wait and see. Carolyn writes, Matt done jumped to senior citizen. It is what it is. It is what it is. Chuck writes, two soft ass Mitches. Oh, a lot of N-words. Way we talk to one another. So terrible, isn't it? Angela writes, sigh. Hey. I can't live up to all expectations. I apologize in advance for tomorrow's show. Thank you so much for listening. I'll be back with you tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Dr. Earl Afari Hutchinson will be my guest. We had a great conversation recently. And we talked about numerous things, including he gave us some insights into his online empire. Yeah, Dr. Earl has been online doing commentary as a spokesperson since the beginning of the internet. So when we talked recently, we talked about politics and Trump. I also thought it was interesting to talk about how he uses social media, how he uses the internet to connect with today's audience, and he was more than willing to share. For anyone who's producing content or thinking about producing content, you may find it very interesting. If you just like to hear a great flow about current events, check out my conversation tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. with Dr. Earl Alfari Hutchinson. Matter of fact, this is the first time that Dr. Earl is going to be on the Nathan Ivey Show since we've been online. Now, we forged a relationship many, many years ago. And he's always great for some great flows. Always good for some great flows. So that's tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. I'm also chasing down conversations. Listen, I'd love to get a conversation with the mother of the young man who lost his life, committed suicide, but I'm chasing conversations with some of the parents who have children that attend that Cincinnati public school. Plus, I'm going to reach out to some folks I know on the Cincinnati School Board, because I'd like to know about any plans about updating the quality of those videos. Again, that's all coming up tomorrow morning, The Nathan Ivey Show, www.nathanivey.com. I'm going to out-talk the music. Shout out to my patrons. Shout out to Team NI. Shout out to the Choppers. Shout out to the good folks at Superlative Media. They do great work. Shout out to the first affiliate of the Nathan Ivey Show, the good folks at soulpublicradio.com. Shout out to my new friends, the X Squad affiliates. Shout out to all the partners for the Nathan Ivey Show. And again, shout out to you. I'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. I'm out.